Good morning, Stitch Nation. Blaine Austin here at Stitch International, and welcome to our last show of this month and our last show of Hoop and Stitch. And man, we've got a great show lined up for y'all today, and super excited that y'all are here. Got to say a shout out to some of the Stitch Nation watching out there today. We got Linda Brooks in South Carolina. So, hey, good morning, Linda. We have Glenda Walls in Florida watching this morning. We have, I think it's Nakomi Butler. I think that's right, in Tennessee. Correct me if I butchered your name. We have Angela Dixon down in Louisiana watching. We have Jennifer Henderson in Tennessee. We have Jane Jarvis in Pennsylvania. Pamela Barrett in Ohio. We have Roz in Arkansas, and we have Renee Bolton in Florida. And I see a ton of other names that I recognize out there. So thank y'all for joining in. We sure do appreciate it. And hey, what a way to wrap up our embroidery month today. And y'all welcome to the show, my sidekick, Rockin' Roger. So Roger, how you feeling today? Roger's been a little under the weather, but he's back.
Yes, here in California, we had a pretty rainy then hot spell. So the pollen in the air has gotten to me the last few days. But I'm ready to go. I'm excited for the last day of Hoop and Stitch, and I'm glad to see everybody here today.
You know, we've got it was so funny. I was talking, and we've got Trevor Conquergood going to be on here today, kind of doing an educational session on some things. And you know, we were talking this morning, and he was like, "Man, why haven't y'all had me on the show yet?" I said, "Trevor, we've been working hard trying to get Floriani products up." I said, "We just, you know, it's been taking us a while to get products." So, guys, that's it. We're constantly working on putting products up, and as we get products up, we're going to have more and more guests and more products that we're going to show. And but it's just been time consuming, hasn't it, Roger?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We're trying to get them up as fast as possible to get the best deals to you. So hang in there with us. We're getting them up there pretty slowly, but we're getting it.
Well, you know, and that's what I told Trevor. I said, man, no, I would have loved to have him back in December. You know, we always, you know, love it when he comes on the show and he's so knowledgeable. But we also have Avery Vaughn coming on today from Baby Lock. We have Meredith McClanahan coming back on from SVP, and she's going to talk about some Pfaff machines today. And then we're going to go over all the specials, Roger, that we've had for the entire month. So got a ton of things to talk about today. Again, everybody, hope y'all have your coffee ready. You've ran to the bathroom. You're ready to go because it's going to be about a 2-hour show again.
Hey, Blaine, let's remind Stitch Nation, how long do they have to order these products until they expire? All these
they're going to expire on the 31st. So all the way through the 31st, which is next Monday. Is that correct? Roger, I think we remembered right?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. Okay. So next Tuesday, end of business. The 31st, all these specials will be good till then, and then they're going to go away. But next, you got to go to that phone and call us.
Yep.
Also, April 1st, that's next Wednesday, correct?
Correct.
All right, so April 1st, I don't remember who we're having on. Do you? Oh, it's Daylight.
Oh, that's right.
So we're going to have, next Wednesday, we're going to have Daylight on. And we're going to have a bunch of great specials on Daylight.
Yes.
Your LED lamps. And then on the 8th, April 8th, we're going to have Aero cabinets here. And we're going to talk about some cabinets, some chairs. We're going to have a special on the chair that I'm sitting in right now.
Comfortable chairs.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
Got to say a big shout out to Valerie for sending me this chair for free, by the way. She did. She goes, I'll give you one for free. Just because I told her, I said, I need to get a chair. She goes, well, we'll sponsor you.
That's kind of her. That's kind of her.
Thank you. Oh, it was so nice of them. And so, yeah, I've got a great Aero chair I'm sitting on. And I tell you what, that lumbar support, some mornings, it's really nice to have it.
Nice. Which one did you go with?
Uh, buttons.
That's the most popular one I noticed. So
yeah, it's got all the buttons on it. So, all right, Roger, are we ready to rock and roll yet?
I believe so.
Is Anna's
on?
Okay, good deal. All right, guys. Well, let's kick the show off. I know y'all are excited to get going on it. And Roger, one thing I forgot to do. I want to actually show a picture this morning. Roger can probably do that for me. Looky there, y'all. You know who that is? That is our good friend Cindy King. And I think Cindy's from Texas. I think it's Odessa, Texas, if I remember correctly. But Cindy sent the picture in. And what is awesome about this picture, y'all can look, she's in her vest that she won off the show. And it is the Sewing Coffee and Chocolates All I Need logo on it. But what's interesting about that, I've never seen these little stuffed animals that she had. I forgot what they're called, but I call them embroidery buddies, that you can take them and you can do. Oh, look at Cindy's comment. Thanks for the vest. Well, thank you for watching, Cindy. But Cindy she gets these, I call them embroidery buddies. I don't know what they call them, but you can customize them, and you take the stuffing out, they unzip, you can take the inside out, and then you can embroidery on them. And what's so cool about those, y'all may not be able to see them in the picture, but they have like they're for newborns, and they have the baby's name, the weight, the length, the day they're born, and all that. I thought that was so cool. And that's something they can keep forever. And then she has the diaper covers you see down below with the monogram. She did all that using the Mighty Hoops, and she has a Mighty Hoop sitting there. So I thought that was such a cool picture because it shows some of the things that she does. And she's saying cubbies. Oh, that's funny. Cubbies. All right. So they're not embroidery buddies. So anyway, she corrected me. But I thought that was a cool picture showing the Mighty Hoop and her vest and all that. So Cindy, thank you for sending that in. That was awesome. So, all right, Roger, let's get going today. So first up, we have Anna Avery Vaughn. Now, I've worked with Anna a lot, and Anna discovered quilting a few years ago and never looked back. She's been an educator of sewing, quilting, and machine embroidery in Tallahassee, Florida, and shops around the country. For the past 10 years, she's been teaching. She loves sharing her knowledge and helping others to be excited of their craft as she is. Anna loves using Baby Lock machines and the embroiderer and design IQ designer. Her favorite quote is, "There is no such thing as a perfect quilt, just perfect love that goes into making it embroidery." So I thought that was a pretty cool quote. And I really enjoy working with Anna. So y'all give a big Stitch Nation welcome to Anna Avery Vaughn. Hey, Anna.
Hey, Blaine, how are you? I know.
Fantastic.
So I know everything's working this time.
I'm sorry. I said it's been a minute.
Everything's working this time.
We keep talking over each other. It's been, man, I don't even know how many months, but it's probably been 6-8 months since the last time you and I've talked even. And so happy you're joining us today. And I know we're talking about a fantastic machine in that Meridian today, that Meridian 2. And, it's such a good machine. And it does kind of have a bigger sister with the Altair 2 if somebody wanted to have sewing as well. But this is the embroidery only version. And I tell you, this whole month is our celebration. Basically, it's our embroidery month. And every show this month has been about embroidery. So, what a great way to the finale today to have you on, and a great machine. So I'm gonna let you take it away. Anna, I know you got about 30 minutes. I'll come back and tell them how they can get one, okay?
Awesome. Thank you so much, Blaine. All right. Hello, everybody. I am Anna Avery Vaughn. I am a national baby lock educator, and I am here today to talk about the Baby Lock Meridian 2. Also, I do want to throw in a little bit of information about the Altair 2, which is the big sister of this little girl right here. So what is the what is the Meridian 2? It is an embroidery only. It's a standalone flatbed embroidery only machine. And what's so special about it? there's a few things that are very special about this machine. Number one, the hoop size is huge. I love I love to quilt in the hoop. So I love having large hoops to be able to quilt in the hoop. And that way I'm not hooping so many times. So the largest hoop that it does come with it's a hula hoop, is a 9.5 by 14-inch hoop. So you can see when rehooping, you have this much room. Or think about when doing pillows or something like that, or a very large in the hoop project. Think about bags that you do in the hoop. You could do one of the large ones in here. Very, very fun. I love that hoop. It's my favorite. So also what's very special about this machine is something that's built in, and it's called IQ Designer. And IQ Designer, I want you to think of it kind of like a digitizer. And it's kind of where you can create, it's not kind of, it is, where you can create your own projects inside of the machine itself without embroidery software. It's so much fun. And I'm going to demo a couple things to show you how you can make your own projects. Also, it has something called IQ Positioning, and that works off of an app, and that way you can hoop perfectly. Now, let me be honest. I'm a terrible hooper, and I struggle getting everything just perfectly straight. But this machine makes me look good. It makes me look like I am a great hooper. Everything comes out perfectly straight. And besides that, it's just a regular embroidery machine with a very large hoop. So there are many more aspects to this machine, but those are some of the things that I love about it. Now, if we're going to talk about its big sister, the Altair 2, what the Altair has that the Meridian does not, it is the exact same embroidery, the IQ, the positioning, the big hoop, all that fun stuff, but it has a sewing side to it, which is really fun. So if you want a combination machine, that is amazing. And the sewing is impeccable. It's so beautiful. So if you want a machine that has it all, the Altair 2 is your girl to go to. Okay, so I do want to demo a few things, but first I'm going to show you a few things that I have made, designed, and just made myself without using embroidery software. I like to do in the hoop projects. I like to make things that are super easy and fast. And I've gotten a little bit lazy with making things because I can make them so much quicker in the embroidery side. But one thing that I like to make for gifts is a gift card holder. And so I designed this whole thing in IQ Designer, the whole thing, and it stitches it out just like this. So the pocket, the back, the inside lining, the design, all of that in the machine. And I told it what shape. I designed the shape and everything. It's so much fun. Now, another fun little thing that I put, for some reason, I pulled out all my Christmas stuff. I don't know why, and it's just because I love it. I love making these little Christmas trees. I don't know if you can see, there's some bling on one of them. See the designs on there and the candle wicking? So cute. Love this. And I stuck them on some spools. But this is just felt. And I have little Christmas trees all around my house at Christmas time. And I use different color felt and different colored thread. So much fun. Now these are kind of on the easy side. So it's really, really fun and easy to use. Let me grab some of my little bit more complicated. Oh, I do want to show you my ghost because I had fun making these. I designed these myself. Super easy. And how I designed these actually is I brought an outline of a ghost in and turned it into stitching. You can do that. You can take a drawing, bring it in, and turn it into stitching. So much fun. Okay. I could talk about this all day. Oh, I did make a keychain too. So you can make your own keychains. I mean, endless patches. Make your own patches. Okay. Let me grab my other stuff. Since it's almost Easter time, I recently taught this on my Facebook page, or recently, I'm sorry, I shouldn't say recently. This was last Easter's project that I taught on my Facebook page. Is I didn't, I literally have to admit, I didn't finish it, but this is an Easter egg with a bunny in the middle. And if you look around, there is some beautiful fill work. And in the bunny, there's some gorgeous fill work as well. Those fills are built in. There are multiple fills. Think of them, you kind of think of them as quilting fills, but they are built in to the machine. You get to pick whatever you want. You can make in the hoop, mostly in the hoop. The binding's a little tricky, but you can get most of the binding done in the hoop. What are these called? Oven mitts, sorry, not mitts, but an oven thingy. So that's really cute. Here's another one that I've made. And this one, I designed it where I could piece the fabric. So the applique is actually piece. Those are different types of fabric right there. So I made it where I could piece it. That's getting a little more advanced, but it's a lot of fun. Another thing is I brought in, I made a quilt square. Then I scanned in the quilt square using IQ positioning app, because you can take a picture of it. And I perfectly placed some of the fill stitching in the open areas. So it looks like I quilted that by hand, or not by hand, but by machine. But you know what I mean. It looks like I did that. It makes me look good. It makes me look really good. We'll do that one last. Another thing that it does have in there is it has some embroidery designs that are couching designs. So I just wanted to show you that is yarn. And I did put the fills around it. So pretty. And then this one, the lettering is not built into the machine, but I wanted to show you how you could, or tell you, at least show you an example. You can bring in any design, a letter, a design, whatever, and create an applique around it and create something fun. So brought in, is that not cute? Yes, machine embroidery changed my life too. Oh, yeah. I'm obsessed. I am super obsessed. I started as a quilter and then I was introduced to embroidery and I'm like obsessed. And it makes me look good. I'm going to say that a million times. It makes me look good. All right. So everybody loves these Dream Big panels, right? Okay. So I'm not a free motion quilter. I am terrible at that. I do great straight lines, but I can't free motion. But what I can do is scan in a picture of the design and take the built-in fills and fill in each petal with whatever I want. So can you see that those beautiful designs? I know it's hard to see from back here, but it is quilted with those designs. And actually, honestly, it is easy. It looks scary. It looks hard. So what I wanted to show you, I think I'm talking too much, really quickly, is I want to show you a real quick tutorial on the fills. And if we get a chance, I want to show you the perfect placing. So I'm going to get my camera kind of set up here. And then I have to remember how to switch. Can I share screen? Oh goodness, this is going to make me look silly. I just have to remember how to switch to the camera because this is not going to be fun if I cannot. Oh, maybe it's down here. There we go. All right. So it might be a little blur. Okay, it's a little upside down right now. And this is usually how I fly when I'm teaching. We have a lot of fun in my classes because I call myself the good enough quilter. And what that means is something's always going to go a little bit awry, but I'm good at what I do. All right, so let me show you a little bit about the fill work. And where did I put it? Oh, I threw everything down. But if I'm going to go to IQ Designer first. Now, it has 464 built-in embroidery designs. And I tell people, use those designs. They are beautiful, or at least the ones in Baby Lock are absolutely beautiful. I use them all the time. And there's 21 different fonts in there as well. So you have a ton of stuff to play with. So I'll show you the fonts real quick. These are all the fonts. Oops. 21. My goodness. All right. But I want to go to IQ Designer. And let's say I want to make one of those oven mitts. I know I'm calling it something different. All I have to do basically is I'm going to go to embroidery. And this is going to be really kind of fast and a little confusing. But if you were doing it, I'm sorry. My table is not quite big enough. There we go. I had some changes in my sewing room, so I'm kind of working on getting everything straight. Okay, so what I'm going to do is select a design. I'll select this flower here, and I'm going to hit set. And what I want to do is create an outline around this. So I have a button that is an outline button. I'm going to select that and put it into memory. And you're probably thinking, why are you doing that? It'll make more sense here in a little bit. I explain it a lot deeper when we're in class. Then we're going to go to IQ Designer. And I have a ton of shapes in here where I can build upon. So I'm going to grab a square. And I can change that size of that square. Right now, it is at 6.19. So I can make it gradually larger. Let's say to 8 inches. Then I'm going to copy it. I'm just going to offset it just a little bit. So I'm going to go to size and center. And I'm going to shrink it down to, I don't know, maybe about there. And say OK. The next thing I want to do is bring in that little outline. So I have a specific area that I need to go. I'm so sorry, that is a little crooked. I need to find that little outline. So what I want to do is I want to go back into my shapes, and I'm going to look for this little flower. And there's my outline right there. This is so much fun. I'm going to select OK. Oh, I selected the wrong one. Try that again. All right, so my outline is in there. I want to put fills in this area right here and this area right here, but not where the embroidery is going to go. Make sense? That way the embroidery is not sitting on top of the fills. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is change the lines. I'm just going to show you some decorative lines. Let's do candle wicking. Why not? I'm just going to go back in. We're going to do purple. I don't know why, just because I'm feeling it. I'm going to tap them. You're not going to see a change yet. Then I'm going to go to this little section right here. Is called your fill or your fill properties. So when I click on that, and I click on this button here, and I hit select, Come on, princess. I have all these different fills to fill in. I have 30 of them to choose from. Those are what I use. So if I want some roses, I select roses. Okay. I'm going to hit this bucket and then tap right here. Now I want to put a fill right here in this area. I'm going to select that area again and again. We have tons of educators and tons of training on this. I know I'm going fast, but Baby Lock is, in my opinion, #1 on training you how to use your machine. And then I'm going to put some circles on the outside. I know it may not be pretty, but at least I want something that you can see. And I'm going to change the color. And I'm going to make sure my bucket's selected and I'm going to tap on the outside. Now, when I hit next, this next screen allows me to adjust the size of my fills. So since I kind of know how to do this already, I'm going to make my circles bigger. And then I'm going to make my flowers a little bit bigger so they don't look so tight in there. And go up to 200%. And then I'm going to preview it and let's see what it looks like. All right. Can you see that? That is what my design will look like. So let's set it. And I'm going to go and add that flower back in. And ta-da! Now I can stitch that out. Do both machines have some settings other than the one including sewing? They both have this exact, they're both the same. I'm trying to think if I'm understanding your question. They're both exactly the same, but the Altair has sewing. So very quickly, I just designed something all on my own. Is that not cool? So next, what I'm going to show you is how I can be an amazing hooper. All right. Now, I exaggerated a little bit on this, but I wanted to show you, you could be a bad hooper. I don't know other way to say it. You know, you may be inexperienced. You may be new to this. And hooping is a little bit tedious at first. But I drew my lines on at a crosshatch, and you can see how wonky I hooped it. How am I going to make sure my embroidery design is going to be straight? What do I do? Well, there is something that is called the IQ positioning app. So I'm going to pull it up real quick. And hopefully there won't be a lot of glare. That's not too bad. There we go. So this is the IQ positioning app. And what I have to do is select this little guy right here. And what it wants to do is take a picture of this hoop. Now, let me tell you something. These hoops are special that come with the Meridian and the Altair. Do you see these little markings here? These have to be here in order to use the IQ positioning app. They are special because the app reads those. So I have something that I'm going to use that is called a positioning sticker. And I'm going to put that positioning sticker right on those lines, exactly how they are supposed to be. They're like, ooh, that's a little crooked. And I am going to just hold off on that, okay? And we're going to come back to that. Because first, I want to put a design on the machine so you can see. Those are my fingers. There we go. So you can see how this is going to work. So I'm going to go to embroidery. I'm going to go to fonts. And I'm going to pick a font, any font, and this one you can see really good. And I'm going to type in my name. So A, And then I'm going to hit set. Now I want to stitch this out, but I want it to go straight, right? I don't want it to go wonky. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom back over here. Is I'm going to lay this on a flat surface. And using the IQ app, and you have to be up high, so I can't really show you what I'm doing, but there are videos, but I'm going to show you the end result. So I have to be kind of high, and it will take a picture. I'm going to just put it on the ground. And it's going to count off. It's going to do a count off. And say, okay, 1, 2, 3, or it wants to, when it wants to. It's taking a moment. Sorry, guys. Let me just get somewhere flatter. The ground is not a great place, I'm finding out. There we go. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so let me show you what had just happened. So now on my app, you can see the picture of the fabric in the hoop and the little positioning sticker. That positioning sticker is going to help us make sure our name is straight. So I'm going to go ahead and slide this on the hoop. And I'm going to turn this around again because we've got a couple buttons to push. Yeah, they are really, really great. Positioning stickers are amazing. They make me, once again, look good. Okay, so we're going to select, the first thing we're going to select is I am going to, I got to hit send to the machine on my phone. And I'm going to push OK. And then it's going to ask if it's okay. And I'm going to say, yep. And it wants me to put, there's a little laser beam. And it wants me to put the laser beam right in the center down there. So let me show you that little laser beam. You see that little red light? And quite honestly, it's like almost dead on it. So I'm going to use the arrows to go down. I don't have to move over. I just need to move down a little bit. Okay, I surprised myself. And then we're going to come back to our machine. And I'm going to say, okay. And you can see my name is still crooked, right? I mean straight, right? It's not doing what it's supposed to do. Don't worry. We're going to go to embroidery. We're going to go to layout, and we're going to tap this little guy right here. And it's going to say, okay, Anna, are you sure you want to do this? I'm going to say, mm-hmm. And I'm going to say, okay. And watch what happens. Do you see how it went as it's now at an angle? That means it's going to stitch at that angle, but when I pull it out of the hoop, it's going to be straight. So it's only going to take 2 minutes to stitch out. So I'm going to go ahead and let it stitch out. Now, I removed my sticker. It's telling me to remove my sticker. Don't forget to remove that sticker. Never forget to remove the sticker. So I'm going to let that stitch out real quick. It'll only take a couple minutes. And then we can look at it and see how it looks. I'm going to look at I'm just going to make sure there's no questions. I just got to get my little mouse here. But I appreciate you all being here with us today. I mean, this is so much fun. I love working with Blaine, and it's I get to showcase what I do, and I get to share the love of Baby Lock, which I love. And it makes me so happy. So I appreciate each and every one of y'all for showing up today, and I appreciate Blaine for bringing me back. every time, even though I fumble my way through each episode. So we can see now, I know it's kind of maybe a little hard to see, but it's kind of stitching at an angle. That's okay, because when I bring it out of the hoop, it's going to be straight. I know, I love it too. It's so fun. IQ is the best. I'm a little partial, but, you know, I've been working with the machines for a long time, for a very long time. I remember when I started teaching when the very first Destiny with IQ came out, and I was blown away then, and I am still blown away each time I do something, because I surprise myself each time I do something. I'm like, I did that? That's amazing. Now, of course, I could have moved the name up, and I probably should have moved the name up to make it more centered, but we're not going to judge ourselves today. And when this is done, I'm going to actually cut this camera off, and we're going to jump back on the big camera, and I'll unhook it for you. Amazing. Amazing. Okay, so give me a split second. And what we're going to do is I'm going to figure out how to do this again. That was not the right button. I had it earlier. There it is. Okay. And I am going to come back on. There I am. Okay, so I'm going to pull it out of the hoop. Okay, so let's look at it. So see how well, I'm gonna hold it straight. See, you want to naturally hold it like that. See how it's crooked? Can you see my blue lines? All right, let's pop it out real quick. Show you a magic trick. All right, notice my blue lines. Let me hold it taut. And look how straight my name is. Oh. Happy. I'm so happy that worked. No, it's awesome. So it is amazing. Everybody needs a little help. And I really love these machines, the Meridian 2 and the Altair 2, for that reason. I love to be creative, and I want you to love to be creative. And it really, really does help. And again, like I said, Baby Lock has tons of education. They have videos. All the educators, I shouldn't say all the educators, but a lot of our education group have Facebook groups that you can go on, and we teach. So you are more than welcome to join us. And one more thing I wanted to show you. I have one more sample, and of course it fell on the floor. But this is what I was talking about a little while ago with the large hoop that you can make, in the hoop bags. See how cute that is? This one I designed in the hoop, or in the machine. So I was able to put the zipper in the machine. Everything. All of this was done in the machine. I designed it. I stitched it out, put the zipper in, and everything. So, yeah. I'm trying to think if there's anything. There is one other thing that speaking of designs built in, there are a few designs in there that are these cute little, and I just love these cute little crocheted designs. They're like freestanding. So if you just like little fun little designs, there are some built-in crochet. And also that beautiful couching. So I had stitched out a few of them. So the butterfly, the rose, and another butterfly. And of course, put those beautiful fills around it. How fun is that? All right, and I'm going to see if there's any questions. Yeah, freestanding lace is so amazing. And let me see. Because I can show y'all all kinds of stuff. I have too much. I had to take a little hiatus from my my teaching on Sunday nights for about 6 months now. I am going to be starting it back up. However, every week we would do something new. So a lot of these are on the videos. So you can make little keychains like that. We had fun repurposing some of our scraps. So this is cut up fabric and it's underneath a piece of organza and it's tacked down to make like little fun ornaments. So it's like confetti ornaments. And tags, you can make tags for wedding gifts or for book bags or whatever you want to make. So again, the Meridian is a standalone embroidery machine. It is a flat bed. It comes with the hoop. Largest hoop is a 9.5 by 14. And it has 464 built-in designs, 21 fonts. It has 30 of those beautiful fills inside of IQ Designer to help you make your beautiful projects, as well as the IQ positioning app with those little positioning stickers if you choose to use those. You can scan in a coloring book page, turn it into embroidery. You can scan in your grandchild's or your child's coloring page or, the drawing and turn it into embroidery. How cute would that be on a pillow? But the Altair 2 is the exact same machine. It has sewing. It's the sewing embroidery combo. Yay! So, I hope you all enjoyed this. Let me see. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else I should tell you guys. The hoops that come with it are the 9.5 by 14, this 4x4, and a 5 by 7 inch hoop. There is a hoop that I highly suggest you get when you buy this machine. It is the 9.5 by 9.5 inch hoop, especially if you're going to do a lot of in the hoop projects. It is the perfect size for doing quilt blocks, pillows, larger in the hoop projects. Let me see. Yeah, I have it right here. So it's a really good size. This is another project I made with these. I these are my embroidery designs right here. And I just used some lettering and put the built-in designs around it. This one, let me show you guys this since I think we might have a few minutes. There is it's a new design in here, or it's a new echo filter feature. And let me show y'all that since I think until Blaine tells me to stop, I'll keep going. So I'm going to switch back because I do want to show you all that. This is really fun. Okay. Let's find the button again, y'all. There it is. There we go. Okay. Never got a holder. There we go. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go home and select any embroidery design. And of course, you can bring in your own embroidery design. I'll do Celebrate, and I'll do Santa and Set. Oh, wait, he's a little too big. Let's find a smaller design. Let's just go back to that flower. I mean, this is a great one to. Now, let's say I wanted to do an echo effect. And like echo quilting, real easy on here. So all I have to do is go to Edit and then I select this little guy right here that this looks like a little stipple wing. And what I want to do is come up here to this flower and watch what happens. Can you kind of see the rippling going through it right there? Well, I can also space those out. I'm going to make them go farther apart. And hit preview. And now they're further apart. Let's do a little closer. Let's try that. All right. And then I can select what size hoop I'm going to use for this. So let's say this is the 9.5 by 9.5. 8.5 by 12. I'm going to use an 8 by 8. Let's see how far we can get down. I don't know if we can do 4 by 4 in this one. Maybe. Nope, I don't think so. Yeah. I'm not going to do it, but 5 by 7. There we go. So all I have to do is hit preview. Okay. And there it is. And all I have to do is take it over to embroidery and stitch it out. So much fun. So this is one way that I can go in and put stippling around any design. I do not have to go back out to IT Designer. If I'm not going to design anything else around this design, I can go ahead and put any of the designs around this design using the built-in fills. This isn't going to look great, but I just want to give you an idea. We'll just hit preview. Let's see what it looks like. Yeah, there we go. So I can keep going. A lot of times I see where people will take 2 different fonts and overlay them, and you can turn them, and you can change the size and all that. So you can make some really cool patterns with them as well. All right, let's switch back over because I think I have one of those that I could show you. I'm back.
Hey, Anna.
Oh, there you are. Hey.
Great job. Great job.
Thank you. Thank you.
I tell you, I know we could probably spend 3 or 4 hours just going through some of the features of this machine because they've got so many loaded in. It's unbelievable.
It is, and I could spend literally all day, and I love spending all day on this machine. So, yeah, I highly suggest this machine if you are looking for a standalone embroidery flatbed machine. It is so user friendly, just like all the Baby Locks.
Yeah, they really are. I've been fortunate enough to get to go through a bunch of classes and use the Altair and this one. And they are so user-friendly and so easy. I mean, even I can do a project on it. So it has to be pretty easy for me to be able to do it. So,
yes.
Anna, thank you so much for coming on the show. Been great having you on. Hopefully we'll have you again real soon. But let me tell everybody how they can get one of these.
Thank you, Blaine. And thank you, everyone. Bye.
All right, we'll see you later. All right, everybody, this was the Baby Lock Meridian 2. Again, we have the Altair 2 is the sister that has a sewing and embroidery. This is the embroidery only version. You see the price on the screen. It's $84.99. We have financing available, and we have a call-in special. So the only way you get that hoop and stitch price is you have to call in 888-571-2171. Lacey is standing by to take your call. Again, we've got a great special on this today. Give her a call. The normal price on this is $84.99. You got to call to get the hoop and stitch special, and we'll get it shipped right out to you. So, man, I tell you what, this is a great, great machine. And both of them, even if you're interested in that Altair 2, we'll also have a call-in special on the Altair 2. Even though we don't have a slide for that one, we have a special on it. So if you want the sewing side of that, we have a special on it today again. And if you want to just go check them out on our website, siiistore.com, Roger's been putting the QR code up in the left-hand corner during some of the presentation. So you can click on the, if you're using your computer and you have your phone free, you can, take it to the picture, like the camera feature, and just, put it up there and it'll pull the link up and you can go right to it. But if you're on our website, you can just type in Altair 2 or Meridian 2 in the search bar and it'll take you right to that product page. All right, we're going to move on, everyone, and we got a treat for you coming up next. We have Trevor Conquergood from Floriani coming in, and I've known Trevor for many, many years. He's a second-generation embroidery designer with over 25 years of experience designing since 1984 and teaching since 2000. Trevor has become an educational leader in the industry with his online workshops, and now joined with Floriani to bring the best in embroidery software. And we have worked together many, many times. It's always a super treat. So y'all give a big Stitch Nation welcome to Trevor. Hey, Trevor.
Hi, Blaine. How's it going?
It is fantastic. So happy this is your first time on our show. And you and I've worked together a lot through the years, but man, we're so happy to finally have you on.
Thanks. Hey, we got to get our math straight. I'm pretty sure 1984 means I'm over 40 years of experience doing embroidery, but I'll take the 25 because it just carved 15 years back on me. Thank you, Blaine. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be here. It's exciting. I enjoyed watching Anna this morning. What an awesome machine that Meridian is. I never met an embroidery machine that I couldn't fall in love with, Blaine.
I know. I still think about, you came out to see me one time in San Diego and you were staying downtown. And while you were downtown, you did a sketch of the skyline of San Diego and gave that to me. And that was so awesome. So, I never knew you were such the artist as well, but I'm telling y'all, Trevor is an artist.
Makes me look good, Blaine. I'll just say that. Okay. I'm not saying that there's not an art to it, but the software makes me look good. So I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for having me on. I hope everybody enjoys my presentation.
Oh, they will.
We're going to be talking about postcard. Two of the favorite things I love to make with my embroidery machine is postcards, because I love to sort of commemorate where I've been, and it's fun. You can embroider them and put them in the mail. And patches, Blaine, everybody needs to make a patch.
Yeah.
And so
Roger's been wanting to buy a embroidery machine just to make patches. So Roger, you better pay attention to this.
I got a bundle for you.
I'll be watching.
Right on. Nice to see you, Roger. Nice to see you, Blaine. Thank you for having me.
Well, I'm going to let you take it away. I'll see you back in about 45 minutes, okay?
Yeah, you got it. I'm ready to go. So go ahead. You guys, Floriani is just loves. Thank you so much to Stitch It and Blaine and Roger for having us here. Did you guys, I said postcards, and this is what I mean. It's actually embroidery on paper. It's a one-color embroidery design. I actually colored it with my pencils, so you get to color too if you want. And you can literally put it in the mail. It's got embroidery on the front of the card, embroidery on the back, and yet it looks like it's one piece of paper. And that's kind of the cool thing about this project. And so I'll show you how to create a postcard. That means we'll talk about embroidering on paper. And then patches, well, unfortunately, some of you guys might join a club that I'm a member of. It's called the I Sewed My Finger Club. And I figure if you ever join that club, you deserve a patch for that. And so you can just email me for your patch design. But we're going to learn about patches. We're going to learn about putting them on the pockets so you don't have to sew closed your pockets. You can make the patch and iron it on. So we've got iron-on adhesives. We've got cool products to talk about. Did you guys watch the Olympics? I mean, aren't those Canadians good at curling? I recently went in a curling fun spiel, Blaine, and I needed to wear a costume. It was not a bond spiel. It was a fun spiel, and we were the Rock Lobsters. And so check out the patch. That's the cool thing is if you've already got an embroidery design of the cross broomsticks and curling rock, you can easily make a patch and iron it onto your cool Rock Lobster hat. Okay, I've had enough fun. I hope you guys are laughing right now. Anyway, if you're ready to get started, Roger, would you mind to cue up my full screen for me so I can show these guys my slides? Yeah, perfect. So we're going to learn about patches and postcards with Trevor here live in my studio. I'm actually the software manager for Floriani and R&K Distributing, and my home is in Saskatoon, Canada, but we're based in Knoxville, Tennessee. And what I brought for you guys today is a presentation on patches and postcards. There's a bundle. We have it on sale today. It's got 5 rolls in it, and I'll explain to you why you need these 5 rolls to be able to make both patches and postcards. Yeah. I'm going to show 4 different techniques on how to make a patch, you guys. So the software, if you buy it today, you're going to get 60 spools of embroidery thread. It's called FTCU. It's the Floriani Total Control Universal. It's good for any embroidery machine, and it's absolutely unbelievable software. I'm sure you'll love it. And if you decide you want Trevor's I Want It All, then we've got the Universal Bundle today with also the 60 spools of thread and the patches and postcards bundle. So thank you, Blaine, for putting together these amazing bundles. This is not just the Floriani embroidery software, but it's actually a suite of all of our software. There's our quilting software in here, our sketching software in here. There's a cool program called Rainbow and a program called Lettering Master. We would need all day for me to explain everything that there is, but I'm going to show you the best parts, you guys. So let's go ahead and get started and talk about making a postcard. And to make a postcard, you're going to embroider on paper. You're going to hoop up cutaway medium fusible, and that is the stabilizer that was in that roll. And the idea is you leave it with the shiny side face up, but you don't fuse it until after you embroider on it. So you embroider onto the card. And the design that I've got for the card, Blaine, actually has the card layout, if you will, in the alignment marks. Can you see kind of like there's a little run stitch, like looks like the letter T kind of thing on the left side of the card, on the right side of the card? That's going to show me where to fold the card. So basically, if I embroider this design directly onto the piece of paper, we're going to fold it and we're going to glue it together with an adhesive, and we're going to crop it using our cropping tools, right? So basically a rotary cutter is what I'm saying. Yeah. So yeah, once I'm done embroidering it, I'm going to use, a ruler and a sort of like a turning tool to sort of help score, to make a nice fold at the top of the card. And I'll take my Press and Bond Ultra and cut a piece to fit on the inside of the card, Blaine. It's really, really easy. And you iron this on. It's like with a hot iron, press it, for about 10 seconds, and then you'll be able to peel off the waxy paper. So I guess before you take it to the iron, you better trim all the excess, or you're going to end up getting glue on your iron. But the idea is that you fuse the whole thing together. And when you're done, you can just use your rotary cutter to kind of like crop, because this, of course, where you fold it is what's straight. So then you crop the left side, you crop the right side, you crop the bottom. These postcards are, like regulation letter size. You can stick them in the mail. I mail them to all the stores that I visit, Blaine. They love it. And so that's how to make a postcard, you guys. It's pretty simple. If you go if you own the Floriani software, you already have designs to do this, but I'm sure you could figure out how to make your own. The first thing I'm going to say is you better use watercolor paper, because it's got more fiber than your tree made paper. So go on down to Walmart, get yourself a pad of 12 by 14 pad of paper, of watercolor paper, like the artist would paint on. It embroiders lovely. Anyway, that's my trick for doing. If you want to change it, maybe you don't want to do the season's greeting postcard. Well, no problem. Just delete the word season's greeting from the front of the card and go shopping for designs, because I know you guys are design collectors, right? And you can easily just remove these parts. So basically now what I have is an empty front of my postcard, and I'm going to show you guys my very favorite tool in the software. It's right here. It's called the Design Finder. Basically, I was browsing for designs, and it's very visual. You can just click anywhere on your computer. So if I come down here and I click on my free monthly designs, it doesn't find any right away, but that's because they're in subfolders. You know what I mean? When it's like, oh, I got to look. You could click in every folder if you wanted to. But with the Design Finder, you can click on the top folder and come over here and tell it to include the subfolders and watch it start looking. I mean, it'll find every design that you've ever collected. And if there's in multiple formats, because sometimes you collected them, but they came in like a whole bunch of formats that you don't really care about. Well, there's a filter right here. You can filter by any format. So I'm just looking at the Floriani format, but you could just look at the Brother or the Baby Lock or the Janome or the Husqvarna, the Viking, or the commercial formats like Tajima or Brother and Bairden. So all the formats are possible. And all I'm saying is, I love browsing for designs, right? Because now you can go, what would you like to put on the front of your card? Mother's Day is coming up. Maybe you want to do a Happy Mother's Day's card. And so you kind of like click and drag and bring that over onto your workspace, and then you select it and you put it on the front of the card. And if it's too big or it's too small, no big deal. You can use the little handle and just resize it. And the software will generate new stitches. So when you redesign, when you resize your design, the software will automatically generate new stitches, even ones that you didn't make, that the ones that you're collecting, you can resize them and it'll generate, that way it maintains the original density. So making a postcard is really easy to do. And if you have the Floriani software, then you have all of these free designs that I'm talking about. And I'm like, I know I have a postcard and it starts with happy. So now I'm going to put in the word HAP, and that will get rid of all of the designs that don't start with the words HAP. So it's now looking through the 1,000 designs that I had in the free monthly designs and just finding ones that start with HAP. And can you see right there? There's the postcard that I was looking for that says Happy Holidays. I've got a bunch of happy stuff. Happy Father's Day, Happy New Year's. These are all from the free monthly designs. I guess that's all the ones that start with the letters HAP. But so there's another postcard that's in your collection, of that you already have. So, okay, postcards was one of the things I wanted to talk about. And the other one is patches. But before I do, I'll show you guys a few of my awesome postcards. Everywhere I go, I make one. And I think that's what Blaine was saying was, when I visited him down there in San Diego area, I had to have the Meet Me at the Beach postcard. Anyway, I'm sure one of my postcards is going to say San Diego. Just quick, this is not all of them, but everywhere I go, I like to make one. I'm sorry, I'm trying to figure out where my camera is. Cincinnati, where pigs fly, and greetings from Arizona. How about Columbia University? Ever been there? Some of you guys might have graduated from that one. Greetings from Phoenix. I don't sell these, typically I gave them to the stores that I visited. Greetings from Point Vicente. How about Lake Huron? Ever been there? How about greetings from Buffalo? So it's fun to do an embroidery postcard. You can get all kinds of watercolor paper. Remember, I'm just folding them and ironing them together, so I know you guys can do that. Anyway, I get around. Oh, there was the one for you, Blaine. I did do a big sketch, and he said I'm an artist, but the reality is I got a photograph of downtown San Diego, and I put the photograph on the screen. The reality is that's how the software works, guys. Let me go back into the software. I need a picture, right? If you want me to create embroidery, I can't just digitize a snowman, but if you give me a picture, I'm really good with it, and that's how I did the Garden of the Gods patch. I simply asked my AI to create a clip art of the Garden of the Gods because it was better than any photo that I could possibly take. I had taken probably 100 photos when I visited the Garden of the Gods. If you've never been there, you should put it on your bucket list. Beautiful part of the country. And that's my patch that I made, right? And if you look here, somewhere here, I've got my Garden of the Gods patch right here. And so I need to show you guys my right here. When I say right here, I mean right here. So 4 different methods to make a patch. They all kind of go with the rules that are in the box. So let's quickly look at the different methods to make a patch, you guys. The first one is pretty straightforward. You sew on RNK stitch and shape and you cut it out. It can be any embroidery design. This fall sale is literally just a design out of my collection. So is the angel. I just sewed them on the white stuff and cut it out. It's full of scrim, so it means it's fully washable. It looks like felt, but it's not your average craft felt, you guys. It's actually a very durable and yet needle friendly product, and you kind of embroider on it and then you cut it out. So I'll often make the embroidery design, I'm sorry, where's the camera, have like a run stitch to kind of follow when I want to cut them out. But yeah, you just kind of sew on it and cut it out. And these are all examples of that kind of patch, right? So it's pretty easy. And like I said, you probably have a design, or I like to digitize. So you know me, I'm always making them myself, but this one says Chicago, and you just simply take, that was clip art. I bought it. I remember buying the clip art that said Chicago. It was, and if you've got the clip art, you wouldn't believe how easy it is to digitize it, right? Because you can just click to make it. And so I make patches kind of all the places I go. So if I go into the software, what I'm saying is if you've got clip art, so I was like, I wonder if I go on Blaine's website, if I can't find, oh, there it is, Stitch It International. So now you've got, you know, a customer and they want shirts, or maybe it's just your church and they've got a logo, or your kids, they seem to be good at coming up with stuff. Anyway, whatever it is, you need the picture, you know, and for me, how do I go from this? This is like, you know, a picture, right? It's pixels. It was a PNG image. I literally snatched it right off the website. And so, I could use the pencil and do some clicking. You know, that's the idea that, you know, you could draw shapes and then fill them in with thread. You know, that's kind of how it works. You need some artwork. So what I'm saying is somebody's got to digitize this, right? It's not been created into embroidery yet. I've got a wizard hat. I could let the software do it. I've got a magic wand. We could get involved. You know, let's take the magic wand and click on the S, and boom, it traced the S. We now have artwork for the letter S. Like literally a vector image. I could go file, save as, SVG, and I made a vector S. You know, it's a pretty cool one. I could click on fill stitch. It would fill it in with a fill. I could click on satin. It would create a satin stitch for it. I could click on run stitch. It would be a run stitch outline. So this is kind of how it works, Blaine. Basically, you need a picture. You need a magic wand. You need to click on the letter, and then you need to decide what kind of stitching, you know, do you want it to be? And you can change them, you know, like if this is my sort of sequence area and I can see that there's an S and there's an I, and I can click on the S, and then I can click on auto satin, you know, and let it fill it in with satin stitches. And it's pretty much as easy as that, Blaine. You just click on your magic wand, click on the next shape, it traces it for you. I mean, assuming you have good quality clip art, because if you're going to be working on the Garden of the Gods, then your magic wand may not be as helpful because the shapes are full of colors and shades, and it's not really kind of a simple clip art. It's more of an advanced one. So in that case, I might end up using my pencil to click around the cloud, you know, and that I can see where the outline of the cloud is. The magic wand is probably going to find a part of it. You see what I mean? Because it's based on, yeah. Anyway, so to make a patch, how do you make a patch? Like even if you have the embroidery design, how do you stitch a patch? So step number one, sew on R&K, stitch and shape, and cut it out. Well, if you want to cut this out, you might want, so if you're going to do technique number one, what you might want is an outline. You know what I mean? Because if I was going to cut around this and have kind of that white edge of that fabric, then I would need to kind of have, I don't need it, but it helps to have a run stitch. So I got a tool for that, of course, is a tool for everything. Create outlines. You just click on it. How many outlines do you want? How far away from the embroidery do you want? It says it's going to be 2.5 millimeters away, Blaine. That's because I'm Canadian and I keep my software talking Canadian. But you guys might like to talk in inches, and all you got to do is right click on the ruler and then you say inches. And now, you know, if you look at this frame around the embroidery design, it says it's 4.2 inches wide, you know, instead of however many millimeters that is, kind of thing, about 100 and whatever. So in the meantime, if I want an outline and now I click on the button to make the outline, this time it says it's going to be the size in inches. So if you wanted it 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 of an inch, you could literally type that in here. And when you said okay, it would create the outline. You know, that's what I need, is that one kind of extra outline that I could use to make into embroidery. Now, to me, I always do it in metric, so I know what the number is. So let me hit undo, because if it's inches, I don't remember, small. I'm good with 1 inches and 2 inches, but it's the fractions that get me, the small ones. So now if I select this and I click on the tool, it'll tell me in metric. Oh, okay, 2.5 millimeters kind of thing. And you can be like, no, I want it to be 5 millimeters, and say, okay, and that'll push it farther. And you can kind of see what I mean? It makes like an outline around the design. Yeah. So then you could basically stitch that as a run stitch, and it would give you that line to cut it out, kind of follow along with cutting it out. So, okay, that's technique number 1. It's very simple, but you're always going to have a white edge. So to get rid of the white edge, we use applique. And we applique onto Wet and Gone. So if I could hold up those 5 rolls again, Wet and Gone is one of the 5 rolls, right? So is the white stuff. That was the stitch and shape. I haven't talked about the adhesive yet. Well, I guess we did with the paper and the postcard. That was one of the rolls. Okay. So there was the white stabilizer that we needed. That's a kind of your cutaway medium fusible. I mean, I use that for t-shirts and sweatshirts. And I use the Wet and Gone for making lace, but I also use it for making patches. I use it for making bracelets and all kinds of crafty things. This is the one that when you sew on it, it goes away when you get it wet. 100% goes away. So we hoop up the water dissolving Wet and Gone stabilizer, and we lay a piece of the stitch and shape on top. We sew the outline of the patch. We trim the excess stitch and shape away. Therefore, we applique the stitch and shape onto the Wet and Gone. Make sure you finish your patch off with the satin edge. There's all kinds of cool satin edges that you could include, including chain stitches. So if you look here do you see my cool chain stitch? That makes a beautiful edge for your patch. So I think that's what I did on the rock lobster patch. If you look real closely, you can see I used the chain stitch for that patch edge, but there's probably hundreds of patch edges that you could choose from in the software. But the idea is that, so we'll go back onto the, so when you sew onto the Wet and Gone, and if I kind of zoom in on this, you can kind of see what I'm talking about. I trimmed that last little bit of Wet and Gone, and then I just wet my finger to kind of like make it go away. Yeah, that way you have a really clean edge. No fabric is showing around the outside of your patch. And it's just like a professionally made patch. The stitch and shape on the inside gives it that structure that makes it feel like a store-made patch. Yeah. So then the next patch method is going to be, because the stitch and shape is fusible. So if you don't want to have to fill in the background of your patch, maybe you just want a black patch, or maybe you want a green patch. So now what I'm doing is I'm stitching, I'm fusing the stitch and shape, the white stuff, to a piece of fabric. In my case, it was green. So I hoop up the Wet and Gone, I lay my stiffened green fabric on top, and I applique the shape of the page. I stitch the shape of the patch. Yeah. And then when you're done, you'll trim the excess just like always and finish it off with a satin border. Take it out of the hoop, wet your finger to trim, to get rid of the last little edge. And you made it a patch that has a fabric background and a nice satin border. You could put anything you want on this hexagon, right? I put a flower, but it could have been a fire hydrant. The idea is the patch was the hexagon. So really any shape could be, if I come in the software and I just take a shape, and I've got hexagon shapes, I've got circles. You want to make an ellipse patch, you draw the shape, right? You can put anything you want inside of that ellipse and it'll be on your patch. But what you need is an applique. Do you understand what I mean? Because so to do applique, you need 3 color stops, and I have a button for applique. So if I click on applique, you'll see that this design will sew a run stitch and stop. And you'll place your fabric down, the applique fabric, and then you'll sew another run stitch and stop. And then you'll trim the excess applique fabric. And then, of course, it'll put the border on it. So this is what's known as an applique. If I select my shape and I look in my sequence area, you can see that it says that it's an applique. And when I click on it, there's a properties box, knows that it's an applique, and it has all kinds of powerful abilities, like to turn off the cover. Maybe you want to do the cover later. So now I just get the first 2 colors, or no, maybe I do want the cover, but I want it to be a blanket edge so that it looks more handmade, or that kind of thing. Or maybe you want to do a motif edge and give it one of those kind of crazy outlines. And then you'll find out that there's hundreds and hundreds of motif patterns that you could use for the edge of your patch. Yeah. So, okay. That's kind of a little bit about patch making. Method number 4, one more method to learn, and then a little bit more about designing them, and how I design them. But I imagine I may have stirred up some questions too. And so, at any point I could come and just, if you want to ask me questions, I'm welcome to answer them, you guys. So patches, I love making patches. One more, this technique is the one that I use to make the dragon. Did I show you the dragon yet? Probably not. The dragon patch, right? This is called the burn it out technique. This is literally an iron on dragon patch. You guys, can you see the adhesive on the back of it? That's the Press and Bond Ultra. If you're like, how good is that stuff, Trevor? I've tried. Well, it held. I wore this the whole weekend when I curled, and that's still on there real good, and it's not coming off either. And but I've worn this jacket in hundreds of sewing stores, literally dozens anyways. And this is ironed on, right? I did not sew through the blazer. The rose is a patch. It doesn't read patch when you see me wearing it. It looks like a beautiful rose blazer, but I made the patch using technique number 4, which is called burn it out. Maybe next time I'll put the dragon on the blazer and really rock it out. But when I first made the blazer, I was worried. I was like, man, what happens if I'm in the store and I start flicking at it and that patch comes off? Then what am I going to do? So I brought an extra one just in case. Kidding. But yeah, see, I can even have embroidery on the inside. So the adhesive is what makes that possible. It's called Press and Bond Ultra. I think I'd probably have a roll handy because I use it quite often, you guys, but that's one of the 5 rolls that was in your bundle for today. So let's go back on screen. So technique number 4 is to sew on Floriani's Power Mesh. Floriani's Power Mesh is made from nylon, so don't try this at home. If you've bought the polyester mesh, make sure you get Floriani's Power Mesh because it is made out of nylon, which means you can use the heat craft tool. And what I said was burn it out. So essentially you hoop up the power mesh, then you add the adhesive to the back. So this is like, I've already pressed it on and now I'm peeling off the waxy paper on the back. I'm going to use a coaster so I don't etch the shape of the dragon like into my desk. And I'm going to put the dragon over top of the coaster. And I use this tool. It's called the RMK Heat Craft tool. But it's probably on your website, but it's not in the box and it's not on the bundle. You have to buy that separately. It's kind of like a soldering iron for crafters. It comes with 5 different tips. So you can see there's like a tube here that has the different tips that go into it. And the one that I'm using kind of looks like a crooked finger. It's like it curves nicely and you trace directly around the edge of the embroidery to burn it out. It couldn't be easier, Blaine, to make patches. Now, having the Floriani software makes it amazing. So one of the things I wanted to show was, I said it's artwork-based embroidery. So I went on the internet and said, I'm looking for free SVG artwork for crest shields. And there you go. The world provides. And now I have, this is like artwork, not pixels. In other words, here, it's all grouped together. So let's ungroup it. I can click on any one of these like crest shapes to select it and then click copy and then click new to start a new workspace, and then click paste. Because I like to work on a bunch of stuff all at once, right? Like we still have, the applique patch shape that we did. We still got the Happy Holidays card here that I opened earlier. I think this is your Stitch It logo that I was working on. We still got the shields kind of thing that I'd opened earlier. The Rocky Mountain patch that I opened in case I needed to talk about it. The Garden of the Gods. I have all these tabs and I can just go to the latest one and be like, okay, I'm going to make a patch. It says it's just 10 millimeters wide, eh? That's not very big, Blaine? But if I right click over here and I change it to inches, you'll understand that it's really 0.4 of an inch. So I don't know if I'd make a patch that you could, there's nothing saying you can't, but when I kind of drag it bigger, the little white tooltip tells me, oh, there, now I've made it an inch. It's now an inch tall kind of thing. It's about 0.89 of an inch wide, still kind of small. If you want to tell it a specific size, come in here and be like, yeah, I want to make it exactly 2 inches tall. Hit enter or apply, and now we've got the patch. So I have the shape. I'm going to click copy because I know I'm going to want a copy of it, and then I'll click fill. Oh, okay. So now I've got a filled in patch. Let's make it another color because black is kind of boring. You could choose any thread brand that you want to work with. We have all the major thread brands in here. Of course, I love the Floriani Poly. So if you want to make a red patch, click on red. There's your red fill. If I click paste, remember I copied it. I got the artwork again. Now I'll make it a steel stitch. So now I've got a patch with a border. Simple, right? Kind of thing. Here, let's paste it again. So I'm going to bring it over here and I'm going to copy it again. So now I'm ready to go again, kind of thing. This time I'm going to use a knife and I'm going to go click and then click and right click. There, I sliced it in two. Now I've got the top and I've got the bottom. And if I want the bottom filled in red, I click on fill, I click on red, and there you go. Now I can click on the top, click on the knife, and slice it again, and it's like slice the top in two pieces. Now I can select this one, color it green, fill it in, sort of thing. Select the other one, maybe I don't know, orange, fill that in. And I remember copying, so I can go paste to get another copy. That's the complete one again that I can turn into the border, so it's pretty easy to make a patch. You want text on it? Oh my goodness. Floriani has a huge selection of text, horizontal text, circular text, vertical text, text on any shape baseline. Monograms, you can do monogram template designer. You could just bring in the artwork. You could bring in your true type fonts, but just bring them in as artwork so that you could color them in in your own way, kind of thing. Even the ability to make your own fonts. It's very cool. If you're buying fonts, in letters, we have the font importer to turn them into keyboard fonts. If you want to turn your true type fonts into letters, we've got the font creator. If I click on the text tool, I can interact with my fonts. I just click, it puts down the words my text. Now I can look through my, that one's a big one. It comes in at 2 inches tall. That's called the dancing script. But if I click right here, I can scroll through and see all the different letter styles there are. If you have the Floriani Universal Bundle, like the special deal we have today, there's hundreds of fonts. And not only that, as much as there's all these hundreds of fonts to choose from, all you have to do is click on the TTF box right here. And now I have hundreds of other fonts, these are the ones that are installed in Windows. And I can just click on those ones and it will convert those into embroidery for me. So it's pretty much unlimited, what you can do with the text. And, if you want it smaller, well, then you click on it and same little handle and you resize it to make it fit, in your design. And you can do things like squish it. And I want to tell you how much I want to be your teacher and how much I want to help you learn all of this fun stuff. And so I will say, probably no company does more to train people than Floriani. And if you visit our website, which is rnk-floriani.com, and I clicked on the hub in the menu at the top because, of course, there's other sort of resources there. But if I click on the hub, it takes me to where I can, as a software owner, where all my videos are. So no matter what program you own, the links below will relate. So if I click on Total Quilter, then all the links down here are about Total Quilter. If I click on Sketch-a-Stitch, then all the links will be about Sketch-a-Stitch, and I can easily, click here to watch the training videos for Sketch-a-Stitch. And so it'll bring up a gallery of videos. It's searchable. You can just type in the search box up here, and see, what you want. There's pages of videos to scroll through. If you go back to the beginning of the hub and you click on the link that says featured weekly videos, because we put out a new video every week, and they go back for several years. And so you can literally just scroll through and go through years. And these are all probably 10-minute long videos about specifically how to do things like applique, or, anything you could imagine you could do. Just type in here the name, applique, and it'll find applique videos just like that. So yeah, it's a very cool kind of system. Anyway, I thought you would want to know how easy it is to get the training, because if you buy it, you want to know that, and it literally you'll have the ability to get help, kind of thing. In fact, you can click contact Blaine, because we've got a toll-free phone number, and I don't know how many companies can say that today, that you can get a human being on the phone, and English is their first language. Now they're based in Knoxville, you guys, so they speak Southern, but I'm pretty sure you'll be able to understand them, no problem. And I think that we do a lot to support people, and we love having Stitch It offering our products for sale. Like, I just can't express that enough to you guys. Thank you so much for joining with us. The patches and postcards bundle, just to kind of pull this together for you guys, the stitch and shape, that's the white stuff, right? That when I say sew on the white stuff and cut it out, that's the stitch and shape. The cutaway medium, that is the roll that I use the most of. So when I sew on the white stuff, I hoop up the cutaway medium fusible. But I use cutaway medium fusible for sweatshirts, t-shirts, denim shirts. It's kind of my nice all-purpose cutaway. It's very soft, but it's very strong. This is the adhesive right here, the Press and Bond Ultra. That's the one that I literally used to iron the rose onto my blazer. What I'm going to tell you about that is, if you've got something really porous, you can put 2 layers of it on to make it thicker. So you put 1 layer on, then you peel off the waxy paper, and you put a whole nother layer on. Then you've got double the glue. So if you're going on like denim and you want to make sure that it fills in all the kind of wale of the fabric, put 2 layers. It's not wrong. Power mesh. So this is the one that if you're going to do the burn it out for the rose, this is the nylon mesh. These are our 2 #1 selling stable. These are the cutaways. This is the Floriani power mesh cutaway. In the box, it comes plain, not fusible, but it is available on the Stitch It website in fusible. Fusible's nice if you're getting the beige roll, to do as like a no-show stabilizer, because it's really great if you're sewing on white t-shirts in the beige. But when I do the burn it out, I usually get either white roll, or I like it in the box, it's in the black. That way, when you burn it out, you can't even tell that it was there. And if your border was a darker color, it's almost like they're matching, so you don't see it. The Wet and Gone is the magic stabilizer that when you get it wet in warm and hot water, it literally goes away 100%. So stick around and we will teach you all about doing freestanding lace. Not necessarily today. I mean, come on back and we'll talk about lace another day. But Wet and Gone is how I'm doing my patches to get the nice clean edges. Yeah. Anyway, the software is called FTCU, and that's our embroidery software. You can just buy FTCU. Blaine has it on a super special price just for this event. Plus, you get 60 spools of beautiful Floriani embroidery thread. If you don't know about Floriani embroidery thread, we have the brightest, shiniest thread available known to man. It is by far my favorite thread, and as you can probably sense, I'm a threadaholic. So coming from a threadaholic, I'm going to tell you, Floriani makes the very best thread. It's the strongest. It's 100% color fast. You can literally dip it in bleach, won't hurt it. And you can wash it in bleach, no problem. And that's the point, is that people are going to wash their stuff with bleach. And so you need to have a thread that's ready for it. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think you'll ever find a shinier roll than the Floriani rolls. Anyway, I love making the patches, and I probably have a gazillion more patches that I could show you guys from all the different places that I go. Sometimes it's just about doing, a cool little spot, for Halloween kind of thing patch. But so did I stir up any questions? Because I would love to answer any for you guys. But I'm going to check it in right now and see, Blaine, how am I doing? So yeah, let's see here, you guys. You can bring me back full screen now. Ditch my now I'm literally on here twice right now. That's good.
Well, if anybody's got any questions, make sure.
No, the other way. There we go, Roger.
So make sure if y'all got any questions, to put them in the chat right now before we let Trevor get out of here.
Hey, Trevor, we did have a question early on For the customers that already have Fusion, can they upgrade to the FTCU, or do
What a
they have
good
to buy it
question.
separately?
Yeah, Floriani software does come in levels. So when I say the universal bundle, I mean the ultimate deluxe. I have everything, all of it. But in reality, FTCU is our embroidery software. And so the truth is, yes, Fusion is our new owner kind of entry price point software. If you have Fusion, you have a retained value. You know, you haven't sort of lost anything. If you decide that you want to get FTCU, then you'll need to call in to find out the details, because I don't think they'll have a slide for it. But yes, there is a special price for people that own Fusion to either go from Fusion to FTCU, that would be one price, or to go from Fusion all the way to the universal bundle, and that'll be a different price. So to clarify, FTCU means all of our embroidery software, and Fusion means about half of it. You know, Fusion's the entry level point. You do have, with Fusion, you do have the magic wand and you have the wizard hat, but you don't have all of the specialty styles of embroidery along the bottom. There's just a shortened kind of list of them on the bottom for the Fusion people. Not as many fonts for Fusion, and just so it's kind of it's a great software when you're getting started, and then if you grow into it and you decide you love it and you want all of it, then there is. So that's a great question, Roger. Can you upgrade? Because Floriani, a lot of people do get that. You know, they maybe even got it in a bundle. Like sometimes they'll put the machine and have a Fusion bundle together with, and if that's you and you've got Fusion but you think you're ready to get all the way up to FTCU, just call in, because there is pricing, but they may not be fully ready to put it on the screen or something, like with a slide. Yeah, good one. So Blaine, how did I do?
Hey, fantastic as always. And so
That's all I made for you.
I love that.
I mean,
hopefully Roger, maybe you inspired Roger to, we've been trying to get him to buy an embroidery machine, because he's been talking about making patches for 5 or 6 years now. And so hopefully we've inspired him to finally pull the trigger.
I can be your guru. Just get the Floriani software and I'll be your guru.
Definitely. Thank you, Trevor.
I'm just teasing. And I love all the embroidery machines, so I know that you have a wide variety. And I think Anna's Meridian would be a great choice. But of course, whatever one you do choose, Floriani will love it. You know, that's the point, I think, is that we're kind of the sort of universal one that can be used with any brand. So I know that you guys sell lots of brands, and even the commercial machines. I would say that absolutely Floriani is very professional level. Of all the software you'll ever find at the home sort of market, I think it has the most control that you'll ever get, and yet it was designed for the brand new owner. So if you just bought it and you're just getting started, I didn't show probably our most favorite tool, but I'll tell you what it does. It's called Save to Sew, and you open up your embroidery design and then you tell the software what you're sewing it on. And it literally analyzes the design and says, well, now that I know you're sewing on polar fleece, I'm going to add some extra underlay. I'm going to give it more pull compensation. And those might be terms that a new embroiderer doesn't even know what they mean. You know, what's that? What are you even saying? Well, I don't know, but the software knows it. Because the whole point is, when you're doing embroidery, as an embroidery designer, I don't know what you're sewing them on. So if I don't know what you're sewing it on, I can only use kind of best practices or generic settings for the underlay. But had I known you were sewing it on the polar fleece, I might have chose a different style of underlay. When I say underlay, I don't mean stabilizer. I mean the embroidery stitches. Brenda's saying, I love the Save to Sew. She's got the Floriani. She knows what I'm talking about. So Save to Sew is a button. You know, you open your design and you push it and you say, I'm sewing this on a t-shirt, and it analyzes it. And then it lets you save it. You can save it. This is the design for the t-shirt, and you can save another one. This is the one for the fleece, and you still have your original. So, you know, you can always go sew that, but it'll actually make changes. So that is something that, you know, if I probably should have shown, but what I'm saying is, if you're brand new to embroidery, Floriani has tools to really help you be successful. But as you grow into it, we have all the control levels for you to get involved and take control. So I love it. And I know that you guys would love it too. So yeah, thanks for letting me show it to you a little bit today. And it's my pleasure to be here. So I can't tell you enough, Blaine, thank you for having me. And I'll come again just anytime, you know, maybe not every Wednesday, but have me again. I would love to we'll pick a new topic.
All right, man. We could probably make a whole show just on little things. So I'm sure we'll have you again on here real soon. I know everybody loved the presentation, and
Thank you.
Trevor, it was awesome seeing you, buddy.
Okay, you too. Have a great day.
All right, we'll talk to you later.
Thank
Okay, everybody, this is the Floriani, and this is our bundles that we have today. Now, the first one is going to be that Total Control. Right there it is. This is the Floriani Total Control U software. Now, that's what Trevor was using today, was that software. Now, the special we've got is it's a call-in special. That is the price you see, $15.99. But we have a call-in special on that price. And not only do we have a special price, we're going to throw in that free 60 spool thread kit with the purchase. So a great hoop and stitch bundle today from Floriani. Don't delay. If y'all want to get on this price, give us a call, 888-571-2171. And if you want to take a look at it, you can actually go to the website, and we have this on there as well. You can just go to the search bar and type in Floriani, and the products will come up. But this is a great bundle that we have just for the show. And this is going to be good through the end of the month, which will be next Tuesday, the 31st. And when end of day on that day, the specials are gone. So if you are interested in this, you need to jump on this. Now, the next special we have from Floriani is that Floriani Universal Software. Now, you're going to get the FTCU, but you're also going to get those 4 expansion programs that have the fonts and all kinds of different things that go with it. Plus, you're getting that 60 spool thread kit, and you're going to get that free patches and postcard bundle. It has the adhesive and the stabilizer that Trevor was using. This is all one bundle. This way you can make patches, you can make postcards, you can do all the things that he showed you today with this bundle. You're going to have the thread, you're going to have the software, you're going to have everything you need. All you'll need is your embroidery machine. So again, $18.99, all that's going to come with this. Plus we have that call-in special, and we have financing available if you need it. Get on that phone and give Lacey a call right now, 888-571-2171.
Hey, Blaine.
Everyone, we are going to continue on, and we have got Meredith coming in, and y'all probably remember Meredith last week, Meredith Callahan. Now, I called her Callahan. Sorry, Meredith. But Meredith is a member of the Husqvarna Viking education team. She enjoys craft, sewing, and quilting machine embroidery, and overall creating her sewing and embroidery machines. When someone inspires her, she will take her creations to the next level by creating original projects. And she is a fantastic educator. We were so happy we had her on the show last week doing the Viking, but this week we're going to be talking all about the Pfaff machines. So y'all give a big Stitch Nation welcome to Meredith. Hey, Meredith.
Hello. Hi, Blaine. Thank you so much for having me back. I'm very excited. This has been really fun the past 2 weeks.
I completely butchered your last name. I forgot the Mac.
It's okay. McClanahan. You're good. You'd be surprised some of the things I get. It's fine.
Well, you had a great presentation last week. Everybody really enjoyed that, and we're so happy you came back. And we're got 2 great Pfaff machines to talk about today. Now, you've got about 30 minutes, so take your time. I know you're the last of the day, and so you got plenty of time to talk, and no rush here. And if everybody will, can you see the questions if Roger puts them up?
Yes, and I can see them in the side too. This is the same system we use for our lives too, so I'm pretty familiar with it. So yes.
Okay, so what y'all can do, if y'all have a question, put it up, and she'll try to answer it during the presentation. And if we miss it or something, we'll try to get it at the end. But we'll let you take it away, Meredith.
All right, awesome. Again, thank you so much for having me back. My name is Meredith. I am one of the SVP educators, so that's Singer, Husqvarna Viking, and Pfaff. And today I am going to have my Pfaff hat on. I'm really excited about today. So last week I only had 1 machine to show you, but this week I have 2, and I'm glad I'm at the end Blaine, so that if I go over that 30 minutes, because I feel like I'm going to with two machines, I've got a little bit of, wiggle room for that. But I have got two great entry-level sewing and embroidery machines to show you today. I've got everything moved around a little bit different today, so I'm reaching over here for my buttons and they're over here. So I have the Creative Expect 350, and this is going to be our very entry-level sewing and embroidery machine. And then over here, I have got our Creative Elevate 680. So this is going to be the next level up as well. So we are going to start with the Creative Expect today, and I'm going to start with sewing. So show you a couple things on this screen, some of the things that make it a little bit easier to work with, and we'll go to the other machine and then back and forth a little bit and show you some embroidery designs, things like that as well. So let's get to it. We're going to come over here, and again, this is the Creative Expect 350. If you are new to embroidery, you've never done it before and you're wanting to get into it, this is going to be the great machine for you to start that with. Not just for embroidery, but for sewing too. You're going to have access to about 250 stitches on the machine here, as well as 4 fonts. And I'll show you those in just a second, but I want to, sift through these a little bit so you can see all of your basic utility stitches you can find within here. You're going to find some decorative applique stitches as well, all of that, buttonholes. With this machine, you also get 6 presser feet, and that includes the buttonhole foot. So you're going to have these different buttonhole stitches to sew out. So there's 7 of those. And you're also going to get a button stitch. So this is going to help you sew those buttons on. Y'all, just side note, if you have never sewn a button on with your sewing machine, you need to do it. The amount of time it takes is like 1/8 of the time for hand sewing it. So if you've never tried it, try that. Most machines have this button stitch, so definitely give it a try. So then you're going to see our fonts here as well. Again, these are not embroidery fonts. These are sewing only fonts. So they, the size that they are is the size that they are, the shape, everything, the height, that is all going to be the same. That it is what it is. There's no adjusting that in that way. You also have the option to save. I don't have anything saved in here right now, but if I wanted to come over here and choose a font, and let's just go back. We're just going to make this easy. If we just wanted to save that, we could come down here, save it. Yep, we're going to save that and come right up here. So if you wanted to create a quilt label that says made by XYZ, or, a label to sew into children's clothing that go to daycare, things like that, you can program that in here, have it saved, and be able to access it whenever you need to. Another great thing you might have noticed, we're going to come back over here. We're not doing that anymore. Let me back out of this. Let's delete this here. So we're going to come back. No, that's not what I want. Hold on a second. How do we? 1 second here, y'all. There we go. Okay, I wanted to get back to this. So we're on our normal straight stitch here, and it's going to tell you what presser foot you should be using. So you should have the 0A foot on is what you should have. But if I come over here and I choose, let me come up here. Let's choose a satin stitch. It's going to tell you to switch to the 2A foot. I love that as a beginner sewer, you're not as familiar with your feet and when you use them for certain techniques. So the machine is going to take all that thought away for you and tell you exactly what you need right up in there. You're also able to do a twin needle. So if you want to add in, double stitching with that twin needle, an easy just toggle back and forth right here. And you can see where that needle is going to change, where the stitch is going to change with the needle and things like that as well. You also have a thread cutter down here, as well as on the front of the machine here for cutting your threads. You will notice also with this machine, there's a lot of overlap there's more than one way to do something or to access something. And that one of those ways is going to be with the thread cutter here. You can also, let me find a decorative stitch in here that looks a little different. Hold on, let's see. I want to show you. Let's do this crown. This will be easy to see. And we're going to turn our twin needle off. So you can mirror and window your stitches as well. So you can flip them. It's hard to tell when you do it this way, but let's do this one here. If we wanted to flip them this way, we could do that as well, or window them side to side. So you don't have to move your fabric or manipulate your fabric in a different way. You can easily change the stitch to work within the space that you have and the direction you need to go on your fabric. I love that that's all right here on the screen. You can also make adjustments to your stitch length right here, and you can see that stitch grows a little bit on the screen. And you can also, if we go back over here to our satin stitch, we can move it side to side over here. We can move that, or we can make it wider or more narrow here. So the max that you can do on this machine is a 7 millimeter wide stitch. So, and that's pretty wide. And I'll tell you what the one is on the other machine in a moment, but you can get a pretty big wide satin stitch if that's what you're looking for as well. Are there any questions on the sewing side of this right now? So the space within here also is going to be about 6 inches of sewing space from needle to the throat here. So you get a good amount of space. Again, this would be a great travel machine, beginner machine, things like that. Trying to think, I don't want to miss anything, but I think that's it. Another great thing, if you are a beginner sewer, let me see. I'm going to switch to me really quick so I don't make y'all sit, but I want you to be able to see right up here on top. This one here. So it has instructions, again, if you're a beginner, on how to thread it and wind a bobbin. It's going to have all of your steps, step 1, 2, 3, 4, so that if you are new to sewing and you're not familiar with threading your machine, things like that, you have all of that instruction right here on your machine. I think that's it. If there's not any questions, we're going to go to the sewing on, and that was with the Creative Expect 350. Again, the 6-inch sewing space, 250 sewing stitches, and 4 fonts, along with 6 presser feet, including the buttonhole foot. But with the Creative Elevate 680 here, you're going to get a little bit different. So this screen over here is going to be 10 inches. This, again, they're both the capacitive touchscreen screens. So you can use your finger, you can use a stylus, whatever you need to do things on here. But you're going to have a little bit more options up here when it comes to sewing, and a little bit more user access to things. So both of our machines are Wi-Fi enabled, but with the sewing side of it, what's really neat, we're going to start back at the beginning here. When you turn your machine on, you have your option to go from sewing to embroidery. Right down here, we can access our Creative 8 blog. So all of the sewing and embroidery projects, you can find different things that are going on. So last year when we had Teach the World to Sew Day, all of that, you can find that here. You also have a user guide. You do get a paper booklet. Somebody had asked that last week. You do still get a paper booklet with these machines as well, but you can access all of that information right here on the screen. And then the Learning Center. This is one of my favorite things. So again, if you are new to sewing, this is going to be super helpful for you. Or even if you're not and you're doing a new technique, all of that information is going to be in here. So let's go through that just a little bit. So within the sewing, you're going to find the basic sewing techniques. You can do collars and necklines, hems and finishes, pockets. Oh, I'll show you that in a second. Pockets, ruffles and gathers, tucks, waistline zippers, so many different things. So if you have never done a zipper before, it's going to give you the different zipper options that you can do right in here. And when we open one of those, I'm going to go to the hems and edges, because this is the one I always like to show people. I've done blind hems before. It's not my favorite thing to do. But what I always do is I always sort of forget how to get it folded just right. So within here, you get instructions on how to do that. So you have step by step the list of materials that you need, the presser foot you need, fabric iron, all of that. But then some of these tutorials have videos. So it's going to show you how to fold it to get it just right. Because when you do that blind hem, you have to, kind of do that S fold when you do it. And this is going to show you how to do that. All of that information is going to be right here. How to set up your machine, engaging that IDT right there, where to line it up. I love that it's all right here. So those tutorials you would normally look up online, you have access to right here on your machine. If you do not have one of these machines, you can still download the Creative 8 app and all of this same information. Just select one of the machines, and this technique is the same no matter what machine you're doing. It just depends on the presser foot you're using. But you can access all of that on the Creative 8 app as well if you are looking for a tutorial on how to do something. So I love that that's all right here. We also have our exclusive techniques. So on the Creative Elevate 680, you're going to get these exclusive Pfaff stitches. So you're going to have single and triple ribbon stitches here. You're going to have floating stitches and floating stitches that are joined. So this one would be if you have one piece of fabric that you fold in half and open it. This would be if you are joining 2 pieces of fabric. You're also going to get stacking stitches. These are some of my favorite stitches to use. radiant stitches for those curves, as well as lace edge stitches. So just adding a good finish to the edge of your fabric, things like that. These are going to be what you can find on this machine here. And then you're going to get sewing projects. And this is ever changing. There's different ones on here this week than there were last week when I was looking at it as well. So you're going to find home decor ones. And this is going to be, you're going to find instructions for how to do all of these. So if we select this leather tote and we cycle through, it's going to tell you what you need right here. We can make this window a little bit bigger. Everything you need is going to be all right here. And then you can start the tutorial, sewing, everything, and it'll walk you through step by step how to do that. So I think that's so fun and very creative. If you're looking for something new, creative, inspiration to do, you can access it there. I do see a question. Is the Creativate app available to sewists with other machines? Yes. So yes, you can access it. It's available to anybody. It's for free. You just create a Creativate account, but again, it's free. It's just getting your login and stuff in there so that you can access it on your phone. Again, you can choose any machine that's on there. If you're looking at an SVP machine or at a Pfaff machine and you want to know more about them and see what kind of features and things that they have, you can see all of that information directly on that app as well. Great question. Okay, so let's go into sewing here. That I just wanted to show this to you. This whole learning center is one of my favorite things. Actually, let's come back to it real quick. There's a few other things in here. So your quilting, if you're a quilter, different quilting things. So if you're wanting to do free motion, there's the different free motion feet. There's the spring action stippling or the free floating with ruler feet, all of that available. Piecing, again, if you're new to quilting and you're not familiar with how the seam allowances work, things like that. Binding, this is one of my favorites. I love using the quilt binder. It is probably one of my most used accessories. And so coming in here and having instructions on how to do that, as well as applique. People, I feel like, are so intimidated by applique sometimes, but it is one of the most simple embroidery techniques to do. So different tutorials on how to do that. What's really neat about this too is you notice this other tab up here, content. That is going to show you, it's probably because I don't have my arm plugged in right now, but normally it would show you all of the designs that are on the machine that do that technique. So that's one of the things I really like about that as well. There's embroidery, different setups for standard embroidery, applique. Here we go. This is where it's going to be right here. Oh, again, it's because I don't have my arm on. Quilting and piecing, different things within embroidery. So in the hoop, quilt designs, in the hoop, quilt as you go, all of that can be found there. Some of the other things I really like and what I think is great for new users that you can find on the apps as well is the needles and stabilizers guide. So if you come in here, it's going to list all of our stabilizers that we offer and when you should use them and how you should use them. So if you're wanting cutaway light right in here, it's going to tell you what it's best for and the directions for using it. So if we come over and we choose a water soluble dissolve away right here, it's going to tell us how we should use that as well, and how to get rid of it and when you should use it. And then the same with needles. So overview of needles and then all different types of needles. We sell all of the needles that you see in here. We sell as well. So you can find those in here and when to use them, what types of materials. You'll notice that the material looks different as well. So leather needles, lots of different things, decorative stitches, depending on what you're doing. And I love that you can access that on your phone so that if you are out shopping and you're like, what type of needle do I need? I can go in there and look at the different needles and be like, oh, I need this one for leather. This is what it's recommending. Stabilizer, things like that. So that's one of my favorite things there. Accessories, different accessories that it offers. So this machine, you can use the multifunction foot control. It's like a normal foot pedal, but you have these two little wings on the side as well as a heel. So you can program it with different steps. So you can program it to cut on one side, to raise the needle up on the other, to just lots of different options there. Embroidery, different embroidery things again, and then quilting, the different accessories from the quilt binder, the rulers and whatnot there. And then getting started. So if you are new to this machine, but not necessarily new to sewing or new to sewing as well, and you need help with how to thread your upper thread, how to wind a bobbin, all of that's going to be right in here for you to access as well. Because the majority of us are late night sewists and we don't have access to somebody. We can't pick up the phone and call somebody at 10 o'clock at night and be like, hey, how do I do this? Or we can't go into our store and get assistance that time of night. So you can have all of that instruction right here on your machine at the tips of your fingers to be able to do that. So it's super helpful and handy. All right, so let's go into sewing mode here. So on the Creative Elevate 680, you're going to get 400 plus sewing stitches, as well as 4 fonts. You're going to have 10 feet, and that includes the buttonhole foot as well. So you can see we've broken them all down into categories: quilting, needle art, satin. Made it really simple for you to figure out what it is you're wanting to do and narrow it down right there. So all these little fun ones. So let me choose this whale right here, because I showed you on the other one how you could mirror it just like that and window it. And the size that you see on here is the size that it's going to stitch out. So this is life size here, what you will see when you sew it out on your fabric as well. So I think that's helpful when you're trying to figure out if this design is going to work within the space that you have. So let's come back up here. Lots of fun things. Those techniques I had talked about, you can access them all here with those ribbon stitches, the stacking, the floating. These are all exclusive Pfaff stitches. And then the radiant and lace edge as well. And then additional ones with different technique feet. So we've got candle wicking. All of those can be found in here as well. What's really neat too, let me scoot this over, and we're going to come back over here to utility. I want to show you this too. So I'm just going to have a basic sewing stitch right here. And up here, you're going to see it's going to tell me what presser foot I should be using, just like it did on the Creative Expect 350. It's going to tell me I should have the 0A foot, that I should have the IDT engaged, and what stitch I have selected there. But again, if I come over here and I choose this little needle art stitch, it's telling me now I need to have the 2A foot, but it also has this little symbol. This is going to indicate that I need to have stabilizer. So if you're, again, new to sewing or new to certain techniques, I love that it's like, oh, I need to have stabilizer on this. And again, you can go back and decide what fabric you're using to then pick the correct stabilizer for this by accessing that in the user guide up at the top. You have free motion options down here. So if you're wanting to do quilting, things like that, you can do the spring action, the Sensormatic, and the ruler foot as well. It's got the tie off down here. You can program it to tie off at the beginning, the end. You can do thread cut, select all, so that when you're doing your different stitch, so if you've programmed out a word or a phrase or a certain length that you need, you can have that programmed in as well. You can also create a sequence. So this would be the same as programming as well. So we can come up here, and I'm just going to choose some different stitches, and we can see what it's going to look like right over here as we go. We can make those adjustments, add those tie-offs in the same way. So lots of fun ways to elevate the stitches that are already in here. So let's back out of this one, create sequence. You can adjust the balance. You can also, right over here, you're going to see where we can change the positioning. So if it's a straight stitch and we want to move it more to the left or to the right, we can do that here. We can change the length of it, as well as thread tension down here. I don't usually mess with this a lot. My machine really knows what it should be doing if I'm using the right stabilizer, things like that. But you do have that option to change the thread tension or the pressure of your presser foot as well. So all of that's right here. And I think that's it. I wanted to show you, let's see. If we come back over here to create sequence, I wanted to show you the fonts right here. So these are going to be your 4 fonts that you have access to. They are a little bit different than the ones on the other machine. I see somebody has the question, does it have IDT? Yes, it does have IDT. It is right back in here. This one has it. The Creative Expect does not have IDT. So that's one of the big differences there. Yes, this is great for beginners. This is a great travel machine too. If you're wanting to take something to retreat with you or just to a friend's house to sew for a day, this would be a good one as well. You are going to have about 10 inches of sewing space under here versus the 7 inches you have on the other machine. So that's going to be another big difference here. On both of them, you are going to have that clear bobbin cover so you can see when your bobbin is running low, but it does have a sensor on this one to let you know when your bobbin's getting low as well. I'm trying to think if there's anything else on sewing. Any other questions before we move over to embroidery on both of them? Because that's where it changes just a little bit. Give everybody just a second here. And I meant to go get some water before I started, and I did not. So I'm going to keep going. All right. Is the Creative app available to Sewist with other machines? Yes. Yep. I did mention that. Anybody can access it. It is free. You just have to log in. You just create an account. Again, we're not asking for any credit card information or anything like that for you to create an account. You just create the account and you can access all of that as well. You can access it on the website as well. The website to Creativate with all of the designs and everything is available to everybody as well, not just those that have the SVP branded machines. All right, so let's switch over to embroidery thought process here. So with both of these machines, you do have to have the embroidery arm off to sew. So we're going to just plug it back on and let's to calibrate here. So I wanted to show you, let's talk about the hoops really quick. With the Creative Expect 350, you get 2 hoops with it. You get a 170 by 100, and then you get a 100 by 100. So the 170 is about a 6.5 by 4 inch, and then the 100 by 100 is about a 4 by 4. So I got these fun little designs from a company that gave me some thread that they would like me to just mention. It is the Amen Group thread. And so they sent me a bunch of this thread too that I used with all of these designs. I've got another design I'll show you in a minute. But these are all fringe stitch designs. And look at how well they stitched out. It was really great quality thread. I had no issues with it. The little bird with his little fringe right here. So fun. So I had taken all of these into our Creativate software and just sort of placed them. I selected the hoop that I wanted so that I knew that it would fit within this hoop, and I just stitched those up for you guys. Yeah, I thought they were super cute and getting me in the mindset for the warmer weather. I live in the Dallas area, and it has been very warm here the past few weeks, if you're familiar. So those are the 2 sizes hoops that you're going to have, which are good size hoops, again, for beginners or good for travel if you're looking for just something you can take with you to do those simple designs, quilt labels, things like that. So back over here with embroidery, this machine is Wi-Fi capable. So I have already logged into my Wi-Fi and I have logged into my Creativate account. We can access the cloud where we have saved our designs, and we can send save designs to the cloud, or I can send the design to my computer as well. It does say My Sewnet on here, but we have, if you're familiar with the brand, we did switch to Creativate. They will not update that on these just because it was before that, but just know that My Sewnet is now Creativate as well. So we can, let's come over here to our designs. We can come up here and go to the library. And this is going to show you all of the designs that you have access to if you have a subscription with the Creativate ecosystem. So you can come in here and see all of these designs. You can search and filter as well. So if we come up here, oh, there was some right there. There's some fun daisy borders. You can find all of those things, filter it down, newest to oldest, different things like that. You can tell it what size you're looking for. So if you're wanting to stay within that 100 by 100 hoop, we could put, oh, not 10,000. Go back there. Then it will then narrow down, and I don't know if that's 710. There we go. We can then narrow it down to the designs that will fit within that hoop that we can use. So I love that we have access to that here. You can also access that on your computer and send those designs directly to the machine from the computer with that Wi-Fi connectivity. So let's come up here. Let's delete all of these. I was playing around beforehand. But you can do some fun things directly on the machine. With the machine, you're going to get about 180 designs and 10 fonts. So these are embroidery designs and embroidery fonts. These are different from those sewing fonts that we had talked about earlier. So let's come over here and let's choose a couple of these flowers. And I've just layered them all on there, but I can't move them. So we're going to come up here to this little edit window. And then we can pick up those flowers and move them where we would like to. So when it's highlighted, you know that's the one that you have access to right there. But if we go back over here, we can add in a font. So these are going to be your 10 embroidery fonts that you have, and they can come in different sizes. So if we touch this first one, you've got a medium and a small. But if we go back and we choose maybe this one, you're going to get a large, medium, and small. So if we type out, you can do capital and lowercase letters right there. Actually, let's make that a little bit bigger so you can see the difference in the size. So you're going to see what the size is going to be. You're going to see it get bigger there. We can touch that, and let's like curve this down. I love that we can make this curved right here, and let's move it. We can also change the spacing of these letters just a little bit, so we can make them wider to spread them out just a little bit, or make them more narrow, just like that. And let's leave that like that. So let's come over here, and then we can again move these around. You can toggle between it with the arrows here, or you can just touch the design that you're wanting to move right there. So all of that can be done right on the screen here. But again, you could do this on your computer and access it in the same way. So once we get it how we want it, we can save it, we can trash it, we can change the hoop, all of those things. These are the hoops. So these are the two it comes with that I mentioned, and you can also get a 40 by 40 as well there. And then we're just going to touch the OK button. Oh, and it's because I don't have my hoop on. Hold on a second. Let's just put one on so you can see. It slides right on. And touch that check mark and do it one more time. There we go. And within here, you're going to see it's going to have step-by-step which color comes next. You can also see the color order right here so that you can plan ahead and prepare. It's going to tell you how many stitches each of those colors are as well. So that sort of helps with planning a little bit. You can move it around. You can also, if your thread breaks or you need to go back a couple stitches, whatever it may be, you can go back a couple stitches here. You can also toggle between the thread colors right here. So lots of easy things to access directly on this machine here. And this screen size is about a 7-inch touchscreen with this one here. And I think that's it about this one. Very simple, but it's, again, great for beginners, great for travel. If you're wanting to get into embroidery, things like that, this is going to be a great one to go with. And this is the Creative Expect 350. But if we come over here to the Creative Elevate 680, again, you have to have your arm removed to sew. So we're going to put that on here. And we are going to, oh, wrong side of my thing here. We're going to toggle up here. Oh, I'm still in Create Sequence, that's why. So we can toggle right up here to embroidery, and it wants to calibrate our arm. While that does that, let's talk about the hoops you get with this machine. So with this machine, you're going to get the 120 by 120. And here's another one of those really fun fringe designs with their thread that they sent me. I love this. Look, and even underneath, there's like more detail for that bird. I love that they tied all that in. Do you see that under there? How cute are they? So I love these little parrots here. So you get a 120 by 120, and this is going to be about a 5 by 5. And then you get this big one here. This is a 360 by 200, which is about 14 inches by 7.5, 7 3/4. So it's a good amount. Oh, probably can see it better over here. It's a good amount of space that you have to embroider within and do lots of things. There are other hoops between these that you can use, and then there's ones that are smaller, but this is the biggest that the Creative Elevate 680 will take. So now that that guy has calibrated, again, you have the same access to the Creativate website that you do on, or I'm sorry, yeah, the Creativate website that you do on the other machine. So right up here, we can find all of our built-in designs. And with this machine, you get about 330 plus built-in embroidery designs. You get signature designs that were made just for this machine that only you will have. You get Pfaff exclusive ones, flowers and leaves, birds, so many different options, this and that, holiday, quilt, so many fun things. But then also up on here, again, I've logged in to my Wi-Fi network, and I have logged into my Creativate account. So I can access all of the designs that you would find on the Creativate website. We can search again if we're looking for something in particular. I can spell, my goodness, sorry. So it'll narrow it down. If we wanted to narrow it down even more to the height, width, all of those things, you can access that there. So these designs do not include the 330 that come just already built on the machine. You're getting access to thousands and thousands more directly on the machine. You're also going to have, how many fonts did I say? For this one, you're going to have 4 fonts, and you can see you've got different sizes for them as well. Actually, that's not right. There's way more than 4. What was I writing? I wrote 2, but that's not right. That's not accurate. There's way more than 2 on here. You're going to find 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish fonts. And these are going to be embroidery fonts, and you have different sizes of them as well. So if we chose this guy here, it's going to pop up with our little screen. And you can do lowercase, capital, all of those different options. You have the option to curve and do a little bit more. So with the other one, you just had the curve up or the curve down. You've got a lighter curve, and then you've got just sort of the little wave as well. So some different options there. You can adjust the spacing of them as well in the same way. Follow the angle of it or follow the shape of it. Really some more manipulation and changing of things that you can do on here. Let's get rid of this, and we can then bring in some designs as well. So if we search right in here, let's find some flowers to add on here. There we go. Let's do this one here. So we're going to touch and hold, bring that in, and we can zoom in. And you see I'm using my fingers to do that too. So we could, that's a really small flower for my big word, but you get the point. But the fact that we can zoom in and move it around, you have a lot of manipulation power that you can do directly on your machine here. So I see we have a question. How do you get access to the thousands of designs? So you can create a Creativate account, and then we have a couple different subscription levels as well. So with that, we have a monthly subscription that you can purchase, as well as you can just buy the software outright. And then there's different access levels to the different designs and the projects. There are some free projects and some that are included with your subscription or your purchase that you have. So just go on the website. You're going to see all of those different things, and it's going to be creativate.com. But that's where you'll be able to see all of them as well. And you don't have access to just embroidery designs. You have access to cut designs as well and quilting designs, because we are not just embroidery focused. We are quilting and crafting as well. So you're going to get the whole Creativate ecosystem there. Was there any other more just comments? People are talking about the weight of them. These, I don't know the exact weight on these. I apologize. I should have had that because I knew people were asking about that last week on HV, but they are not overly too heavy to carry and travel with. These are our 2 entry-level machines. The Creative Expect is going to be the first one, and then the next one up is going to be the 680, the Creative Elevate. So it's definitely not like the Icon 2. It's not as heavy. These are more easy to move in that way. So, all right. So back over here, we were talking about the fonts. That another fun thing, you can change the order of it again. So within the Creativate software, you can go in here and change the order, but I love that I can do that directly on the machine. But another fun thing is you can change the color. This was something new that we added not long ago, and you can come in here and change. You can choose the default colors that are there, or you can go to your thread library and choose one. So if you have, depending on what thread that you have, thread brand, thread type, you can come over here. So I have an orange one right here that's 2330. And so then that's going to change that right there. And then we can click apply. So now that F in our flower is now going to be that color there. So I love that you can come in here and really tell it what it is you want it to look like, so you can see your finished look beforehand a little bit. I see somebody asked, please explain how to use the cloud. So when you save a design on your computer in the software or on your machine, it gives you that option to save it to the cloud, and that just puts it up somewhere in the cloud, and you have a big amount of storage on the cloud. But we don't recommend using the cloud for storage. We recommend just using it for those designs if you have good internet access, or if you're going to a friend's house, you can log into their machine if you've got one of the SVP machines, and you can get that design and bring it up on there because it's saved into the cloud. You can still save things on a USB, just like we've always done before. That's more than possible of happening if you don't have the best Wi-Fi and things like that. Like when I go on my retreats, where we're at is out in the middle of nowhere, and so I don't have the best Wi-Fi. So I will always bring a USB stick to save it on there. But yes, you just save it up in the cloud. You have those options when you are saving to pick the cloud, a USB, or send directly to the machine. So it's really simple that way. All right. So let's see. We talked about the color changing. Again, this is one of my favorite things up here. You can see what foot you should have, all of those things. With this machine, you get the embroidery foot. I wanted to show you. Where did I stick it at? I took it off a minute ago. You do not get the spring action one with it. I put it down somewhere. Where did I put it down at? but you get just the basic one, the 6A foot. I wish I had it. I don't know where I stuck it at, but you can get the spring foot to use for embroidery as well on here. Let's talk about create shape. That's one of the other features that you can come in here and choose a shape. So if we chose this heart right here, it's then going to take the design that we have and put it into that shape. So if we had lots of those flowers, it could make it into that shape. You can do it with letters as well for appliques, different things like that. Lots of fun things you can still access within here and do directly on your machine versus doing on the computer. So if you're just wanting to get right to it and do something, you can do a lot of it right here on the screen. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Again, this one has the IDT, the other one does not. They both do have needle threaders. It's a little lever on the side right over here. You see my hand? There's a lever on the side over here for doing the needle threader like that. You can pull it down, it comes down. The other thing that I like is up here on the top, we used to have all of the stitches, but because there are so many stitches now, we've just broken it down by category. So if you're looking for a specific thing, you don't have to sit there and sift through all of them. You can find it up here. And then there's a little ruler measurement up here that you would normally see down here on the HV Pfaff machines. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that I forgot. Any other questions or anything else I can tell you about? We talked about the hoop sizes. Again, there's not a huge difference. I mean, there's differences between these two, definitely. There's going to be a price difference. But again, if you are looking for a good beginner machine, these are both great beginner machines, depending on what you're wanting to do. If you're wanting a little bit more where you're not going to outgrow it as fast as a beginner, I would probably go up to the next one. But they're both great machines and are going to give you a good long life of creativity and exploring new things. And if you're just wanting a good travel machine, they're both great for that as well. Yeah, I love that that reference is up there. It's nice to have that so that I'm not sitting here just clicking through all of them. I can just go straight to the category that I need. Any other questions or anything like that? I loved all these fun designs. I wanted to show you all these one more time. So fringe designs. If you have never done fringe designs, it stitches it out and then you cut the bobbin thread on the back side and it just makes it come off just like that. They also have a wash away thread. I would not use the wash away thread on all of this, but when you go to those fringe stitches, you could definitely change out your bobbin, use that wash away, wash this, and then you don't have to worry about picking out those threads as well. So that was really great. Yeah, I'll show you that. Where did I put the parrots at too? So here's the little parrots too. Thought they were really fun. And same thing, French designs. So any other questions, anything like that? Thank you all. And there are French designs. You have access to some of those on the machine, as well as you can access, we have our own French designs that you can find on the website as well.
Great job, Meredith.
Thank you.
Love those machines. And, you know, the thread and designs that you used on that, we're actually going to have a package for that today so they can purchase it themselves.
Oh, perfect.
And 24 different colors, and all those colors of thread are all the design colors. So
Yes.
It works out pretty good.
Yes, definitely. And this thread, y'all, I haven't used their thread before and I had zero issues with it. It's very, very shiny, very clean. I mean, it stitched out really great. So I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, that's the isocord thread that we use on all of our SWF embroidery machines. And,
Okay, awesome.
it works out really well. So Meredith, thank you so much for coming on last week and this week.
Yes, thank
It
you.
was just fantastic demonstrations, and I know everybody really enjoyed that. And hopefully we'll get to have you on again real soon.
Yes, I would love to. You know where to find me if you need me, but I appreciate you having me.
All right. Well, take care, and we'll see you again, okay?
Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. So everybody, let's talk a little bit about those two machines that Meredith talked about. The first one's going to be the 350. Now, this is the Pfaff 350. Now, this is a sewing and embroidery machine. And again, you see that price, $13.99. And I think somebody asked what the weights were on those machines. Now, this one is just a little bit over 18 pounds. So that makes it extremely easy to carry. Now, that's going to be without the embroidery unit on there, because you're not going to carry it with your embroidery unit on there. But it's 18, just a little over 18 pounds. Again, this thing, great intermediate machine, great travel machine. It is just loaded up with features. Again, $13.99 is the normal price. We do have a call-in special on it today. So if y'all want to take advantage of that call-in special, give us a call, 888-571-2171. We do have some financing available as well. Now, the second machine that she showed was again, the 680, and that's that Creative Elevate 680 sewing and embroidery machine. You see the price there, $49.99. We do have the hoop and stitch special on it going on. All these specials are going to go till the 31st, which is next Tuesday. Again, we have a call-in special on this as well. This one just weighs a little over 21 pounds, so it's going to be a little heavier than the other one. But this one has a lot more features. It's got a lot thicker, longer throat space on it. And so it's just a little bit bigger machine, but not by much. Great size on both of them, great weights on both of them. And again, loaded up with features. If you are interested in either one of these, get on that phone right now and give us a call, 888-571-2171, or you can wait till after the show and call. But again, Roger, if we would put that jot form in the chat, and if y'all can't get through on the phones, you can always go on and click this jot form. It opens up a link that you can just fill out with all your information, and it goes right to our call center, and they'll give you a call right back once they get that information. If you can't get through on the phones, because I told y'all last week, when we do these shows on Wednesday, the phones really get busy, and so especially right after the show. So that way we'll make sure we don't miss your call, and we can call you back and all that. So, Roger,
Hey,
are you
buddy.
motivated to do some patches?
I am. I'm always motivated to do some patches.
You know what's interesting? I'm just kind of envious of the creativity everybody has in this industry. It's just it blows my mind how, just like the fringe on that, that design, who would have come up with that? You know what I mean? Who would have thought about, and then, either pick the bobbin thread out or use the water soluble bobbin thread and it just wet it and it goes away. And then just, it fringes it up. It just amazes me.
Somebody made a great comment, and I'm sorry I forgot the name, but she said that it was amazing how much embroidery has changed over the years.
Oh,
And there's so much coming out and that's already here that your mind is blown, when you're trying to learn everything. But that's what's great, because there's so much information out there and it's accessible.
you're right. And you know what? Just like the design that Meredith, that sample she showed, that's actually 3 different embroidery designs that she combined in to make one design. So like the bird and like the beach scene and the blanket and all that, that's all different designs that she put on and made a whole scene. And that's what I've noticed is, people are doing that. They're combining quilt designs and making, a quilt, and then they're going on and doing applique and embroidery on top of that to give it all these unique things. And I mean, you can truly make everything single thing out there very unique to you and one of a kind.
Oh yes. It's a discipline that you could take everything and just mesh together to make something unique of yourself, and it's creative expression at its best.
It really is. All right. Before we do the giveaways, we'll go through all the products we've had for the entire month. So just kind of recap everything. And if y'all want to know how you can win the giveaways at the end of the show, all you have to do is just basically make a comment, ask a question, and you're going to be automatically entered to win one of the products we're going to give away at the end of the show. But let's go through all the products first, Roger. And let's go ahead and start out with that Baby Lock Meridian we had today's show. Very first thing, this is a call-in special. Y'all, this is a fantastic embroidery machine. Huge in sewing field on it. I think it's 8.5 by 14. $84.99 is the regular price on that. We do have a call-in special on this today. So If you're interested in this, get on that phone. If you need some financing, tell them you need to get financed. We can do a soft pull on your credit. Won't even go against your credit score, and see what your payments and all that would be if you need to do that. Again, just get on that phone, 888-571-2171. Then we had the Floriani Total Control. Now, this, Trevor, just fantastic presentation as always. Again, this is the Total Control U, and it is $15.99. And what we're going to do today, we're going to throw in that 60 spool thread kit absolutely free with your purchase. Now, the next one that he talked about was the other bundle. Now, this is the universal bundle. Now, let me kind of explain about this. When you purchase this, you're going to get, it's $18.99 is the regular price. But when you get the Floriani, the TCU, you're also going to get with the 4 expansion programs that go with it. It has lettering, has all kinds of different things that you can get with this. Not only are you going to get that with that purchase, the bundle, but with the bundle, we're going to throw in the 60 spool thread kit again. And then we're going to throw in that patches and postcards bundle, which gives you all the stabilizer and adhesive that you need to make patches and postcards. And again, great call-in special on today. Get on that phone if you want to find out what the special is. It's 888-571-2171. All right, the next one was the Creative Expect 350. Another recap of that, $13.99. We have a call-in special, so get on that phone if you're interested. And then Meredith showed that 680, $49.99. Again, call-in special on that one. All right, from last week, we had the Viking Designer Topaz 40. And there it is right there, $26.99. And again, call-in special on it. Then we also showed the Designer Topaz 65. And again, these $49.99 is the price on that. Now, all 4 of these machines we've showed are, all 4 are sewing and embroidery. Now, the Baby Lock Meridian was a embroidery only, but we do have the Altair 2, which is a combo. And if you're interested in a Baby Lock combo, give us a call about that one, the Altair 2. So we're having, and all the Pfaff and Vikings were all combination machines. All right. Then we have the exclusive Creative Applique Stitch Bundle. Now, this is from Dawn Chase at Creative Applique. Now, Dawn put these bundles together for us. These are exclusive to Stitch It International, and they're $36.88. And you can go in and just check all the different ones out. If you go to our website, siiistore.com, you can just type in Creative Applique. All these bundles will come up, and you can look at each one of them. But the easiest way, that's the way you can do it. Go through the search bar. That's going to be the easiest way to find them. Just put Creative Applique in that search bar on the SII.com website, and you'll be able to get these. And again, this is you don't have to call in for this one, because this is a bundle that we've got an introductory price on it. Great pricing. And the only place you can buy or find these combination of bundles is with us on the SII website. Okay. All right. The next one was the Isacord Ultimate 18 Spool Embroidery Starter Kit. Now, this one is $99, and these are 3,000 meter spools of thread. You're getting the colors that you see right there on the screen. Not only are you going to get that, you're also getting some samples of stabilizer with a stabilizer book. You're getting some little snippers. We're going to give you 2 packs of needles, and we're going to give you 2 packs of bobbins just to get you started to try them out. And this is a great way to try some fantastic thread as well. And this is what Meredith was using with some of this Isacord thread. And the bundle that I'm showing you next is what she actually had. Again, $99 on this one. This is the 24 spool of 5,000 meter thread. Now, this is the one we're giving you some free designs. Now, Meredith had those free designs. If you remember, she had a little scene with a blanket or a beach towel. She had some birds and different things. the umbrella. So there was some things that she used, those free designs, and did, and you got to see that. We're going to throw those designs in free with the purchase of the thread, $119.99. This is well over, both of these are way over $200 regular price, and you're getting them here for this price. Just, and again, it goes back to the regular price on the 31st, but these are basically some exclusive bundles that we put together for the Stitch Nation. All right, next up, Roger, was the Janome MB4. Now, this was way back a couple shows ago, and we had Sam Fung from Janome on here, and he demoed this. This is the 4-needle multi-needle embroidery machine. Again, $49.99 is that price. We have a call-in special on it and financing available. So if you're interested in getting in with a 4-needle multi-needle, this will be a great purchase for you. Small footprint, extremely lightweight, fantastic machine. The next one we showed was the MB7. This is the 7-needle. And again, $59.99 on that price. Call-in special on it as well. So get on that phone and give us a call if you're interested in either one of these. Then we did the printer. We had that Creo printer. And again, this is that white toner printer. This is fantastic for, if y'all want to do any kind of sublimations. And Roger, you can come back to me real quick. I'll just show them. This is something that we did just basically off a picture. So y'all see that crazy sewing lady design. This was off of just a JPEG file that we downloaded and just put it in the printer and printed it on the transfer paper, as you can see, the clear paper. And all you have to do is just put it on a jacket or a shirt or anything and heat it down and press it, and it's good to go. But Roger, if you go back to that printer screen, but that's what some of the things that you can do. This one, it's normally a $7,300 package because of all the things that come with it, but we've got it right now for $54.95. Get on that phone and give us a call if you're interested in one of these, because there's so many things that you can do. You can incorporate this with embroidery and come up with very unique designs. You can do all kinds of transfers that you can make for heat pressing. Just a fantastic printer. All right, the next one that we talked about was the Embroidery Garden 11 exclusive designs. Now, these are $69.99. And again, you can go, now how you're going to find these on our website, if you're interested in going look at these, you're going to go up to supplies, embroidery supplies tab at the very top. When it comes, the drop down comes down, just go down until you see Embroidery Garden. Click on that and you'll see all the different bundles. You just click on the bundle you want. It goes to Embroidery Garden's website, and you're going to purchase it from Reen, but you'll be able to see this is an exclusive just for us. Nobody else can get it. You have to be able to get it through our website. You can't get it through her website, even though it takes you to her website to check out. But great price on these. And these are some bundles. Y'all love Reen's In the Hoop things. She has so many of those great In the Hoop projects that you can do. And I just love how she makes purses and things, and embroideries the zipper and everything right in. All right, the next product was our SWF 7 needle. This is the Sunny, as they call it. And again, $64.99 on this. Great special on this. Give us a call. And great news about this, it is Wi-Fi and it is coming soon. We're going to have a cap frame with some a cap driver that comes that you can get as an option to put on this to do hats. And it's on its way to me right now. As soon as I get it in, I'm going to test it and make sure it is good to go. This is a brand new add-on for this machine. And then we also have some optional sock and sleeve magnetic hoops that you can get for this machine. If you want to do some socks or things like that, that is also an option that we have. And we've got those on order. I do have the prototypes of those here, but we have them on order. They're coming in, so we'll be able to get those for you. Great, great product here. Now, the next one, the big brother, is the MAS 12 needle machine. Now, I am super familiar with this machine, and this is the price on it is $12,999. And again, this is 12 needles, and this is what comes with this machine. This is what's so impressive about it. not only does it come with a stand, you're going to get it in a, it comes in, it's going to already have this stand come with it. It's going to come with 5 different size of hoops, 2 of each size. So that enables you, while you're hooping up something, it can be over there doing the embroidery design, and you can just keep doing that. As soon as it's done, you pull that off, put the one you've already hooped up on there, and then you can just constantly have something ready to go. That's what's so great about it. So you're going to get basically those 10 hoops. Then you're going to get a cap driver with 2 cap hoops. And you can do the same thing with hoops or caps. While one is embroidering, you can actually be hooping up the other cap. So great package, great price on this. What I also love about this machine is in the LCD screen, it will actually digitize. You can actually put a child's hand up there, trace their hand, it'll digitize it and stitch it out. You could actually draw, if you want to draw your own artwork, make it very unique. You can do that on the screen and then embroidery it out. So many great things that you can do with this. That is a fantastic price on that. And so that concludes all the products we've had for the month of embroidery on our Hoop and Stitch event. So, man, I sure hope that y'all have enjoyed this whole month. I just thought the presenters that we had on were so good. Didn't you, Roger? Didn't you think that this was just a great addition for embroidery for this month?
I think that watching the comments during this show, a lot of our viewers were very happy. At the end of the day, they would comment, "Great show today," and that's what makes me happy. Blaine tries to provide as much information and great presenters to you. So we're happy that you guys are very happy with this. It's been an awesome month so far.
It has. I've really enjoyed it, just seeing all the creativity and all the great products and all that. So, but guess what, Roger?
What's that, Blaine?
I think it's giveaway time.
I think so too.
I think people just love winning some of the stuff. And so, hey, we're continuing on. If y'all haven't went up there and, subscribed to our YouTube channel or liked it, please go do that. Share it with your friends. If you haven't liked our Facebook page, even if you watch it on YouTube, go like our Facebook page. Share that to your own Facebook page. Really helps us out. We need those algorithms out there to, for search, to help people find us. And we're trying to build this channel. And again, the more people that watch, Roger, the more stuff that we can give away.
Yes, sir.
So go tell your friends.
Please. Thank you.
All right. So the first thing we're going to give away, let me get my giveaway list up here, Roger. I got to find it.
And I think I'm ready.
Oh. Buried under papers. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to give one of the Creative Applique bundles away. So if you can put that up there, there it is right there. Now, again, if you want to go check those out, you can actually just go to our website in the search bar and, type in Creative Applique. You'll be able to see each one of these bundles. Now, each design bundle, we're selling them, but we're going to give one of these away, your choice. If you win this, you get to go, so you can go do it. And so, Roger, do you have that wheel all ready to go?
Yes, I do. Adding now. And let's get that up. And I'm getting the giveaway music going. There you go. And good luck.
Spin that wheel.
Good luck, everybody. Deborah Smith.
Wow, congratulations, Deborah. Deborah's watching today from YouTube. So, Deborah, here's what you got to do. Once you pick that design bundle that you want, just send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and just let us know your full shipping address, which bundle you want, and hey, we'll arrange to get it the download for you, so you'll be able to download it, and we'll go from there. All right, next up, Roger, is going to be one of our tote bags. Now, we're going to let y'all pick which one you want. We have 3 different ones to choose from. We have the extra large size in black, and then we have the smaller sizes in the red and blue. And we're going to let you also pick what design you want it. Do you want the crazy sewing lady on there, or do you want the sewing chocolate sewing coffee and chocolates all I need logo? We're going to let you pick which one you want on that. So Roger, spin that wheel.
Spinning. Good luck, everybody. Dolores Jr. Congratulations, Dolores.
Yeah, congratulations, Dolores. She is watching today from YouTube. So Dolores, here's what we need you to do. Send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com. Let us know your full shipping address, your name, all that good stuff. And then let us know which tote bag you want and then which design you want. And we'll get that all done and get it shipped out to you. All right, next up, we are going to give away a jean jacket. Now, the thing with the jean jackets, Roger, I got to tell everybody, we only are limited. We have they're in women's sizes. Now, I do have some men's sizes in this as well, but the women's sizes are medium, large, and extra large. Those 3 sizes are all I have. So if you need a double X in a women's, the extra large men's would probably fit. So anyway, if you win, just tell me, and we'll email you and let you know what we have, and we'll work it out with you. But again, you can get whoever wins this, you can pick what design you want on the back like that. So if you want the sewing coffee and chocolate, or you want the crazy sewing lady, we'll do either one for you. So Roger, spin that wheel.
Good luck, everyone. Cindy King.
Cindy King.
Congratulations,
Cindy King is loading up on some merchandise. She won one of the best. So Cindy, you know the drill. So send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com and let us know the size you want and which design, and we'll get that done and get it out to you. All right, Roger, we're going to give away one of our vests. So let's do one of the white vests. I really like this one. This is one of the puffy vests. This still cool in a lot of places. Matter of fact, I wore my vest this morning to work because it was a little chilly. But it's supposed to warm up to 70 today, Roger. So, Roger, spin that wheel.
Good luck, everyone. Sheila D. 2499. Congratulations, Sheila.
So Sheila D, congratulations. And she's watching today from YouTube. So Sheila, here's what we need you to do. Send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com. Let us know your shipping address, your full name, all that good stuff. And then let us know what size of the white vest that you need, the white vest, and which logo. Do you want the crazy sewing lady, or the sewing coffee and chocolate logo? All right, Roger, we're going to give one more of these vests away. This one we're going to give it's called blue. It's not the royal blue, but that navy blue, and really pretty jacket. Look at that. That's a nice looking vest. We'll give one of these away. So Roger, spin that wheel.
Good luck. It's always good to see everybody's faces on.
Yeah.
Maylin Serrano. Congratulations, Maylin.
So Maylin is our winner today, watching from YouTube. Congratulations. So to get your navy blue vest, here's what we need you to do. Send us an email to info@stitchitintl.com. Let us know your full name, your shipping address, and what size of vest you need. And again, I'll remind everybody, in the vest, the puffy vest, we have sizes from small through XXX in women's sizes. All right, next up is going to be the warm-up jacket. Roger, this is it's kind of a purplish colored warm-up jacket. And again, these are women's sizes. Just let us know what size you need, small through XXX. And you can pick your logo on that. So Roger, spin the wheel.
Good luck, everyone. And our winner is Creative Appliques.
Wow. That is Dawn Chase.
Congratulations, Dawn.
So Dawn gets a warm-up jacket. So congratulations, with one of her own logos on it. How cool is that? All right, next up, we are going to give away one of the Isocord thread bundles, the 18-spool thread bundle. Now, this is about a $200 value on this one.
Is it?
And there it is right there. Again, you're going to get those 18 spools of 3,000 meter thread. You're going to get that stabilizer book with the sample stabilizers. You're getting the little nippers, thread nippers in that little long package you see. Then you're getting 2 packs of needles, 2 packs of bobbins, all with that. Roger, spin that wheel.
And good luck. Karen Fowler. Congratulations, Karen.
Congratulations, Karen, watching today from YouTube. So Karen, here's what we need you to do to get that bundle is just send an email to info@stitchitintl.com. Let us know your full name, which I think we know your full name, but your full name, your shipping address, and we'll get that bundle all packed up and shipped out to you. All right, Roger. Another good show, another good bunch of good giveaways, and got to thank everybody, for coming on this whole month every
Yes.
Wednesday, and thank everybody for coming on today. It's been fantastic, I think.
Thank you, Stitch It Nation, for joining us every week.
Yeah, let us know if y'all really enjoyed the show today. Let us know if you enjoyed all the shows. If you've watched all 4 of the shows this month. Let us know in the chat, how you've enjoyed them and what was your favorite part.
Yes.
Man, there's so many to choose from. It's it would be hard for me.
Yeah, me too.
So many good parts. I mean, it's just the great demos. And then the educational sessions that we had were fantastic, I think. And, anytime you can have Dawn Chase on, Ring Wilcoxon, and people like that, Joanne Banco. I mean, oh my gosh, Trevor,
Yes. If
They're
you
just
missed
such
any
good
of the
educators.
episodes, you could always look back on YouTube, and we have all the episodes there. It's so much information.
Yeah. So if y'all haven't visited our, YouTube channel, it's just, Stitch International. You can go there. Up at the very top, you can click on the live, and it'll show you all the live shows that we've done, and in order. And so you can go back and watch and rewatch and all those good things as well. So we sure do appreciate everybody. Again, reminder, next week, we're going to have Daylight on here. And then on the 8th, we are going to have Aero Cabinets. So we're looking forward to those 2 shows. And then I think even during the month, we've got Butler Robotics coming back on. We're going to have some specials on Butler Robotics. So we got a lot of things going on in for April. And so hope that y'all will tune in. Again, if you haven't subscribe to our YouTube channel, we'd sure appreciate it if you did, and give us that big like on Facebook. If you haven't went over there and liked our Facebook page, like it. And we're going to have us a private Facebook group. So that's coming. So just be patient. I know I've had several people send emails in and ask about it. And they've told me that, we've gotten emails, people saying, when's the group going to be done? So be patient. It's coming. All right, everybody. Well, hey, go ahead, Roger.
Oh, Cindy's saying that she wants to spin again because she's already got the jean jacket, or she has the vest, but spin for a jean jacket. We could work something out, Cindy. Give us email us and we'll contact you.
Yeah, I don't really understand. She wants a jean jacket instead of the vest,
or she wants to pay it forward. Let us know.
Tell us what you want to do, Cindy. If you want to play it forward, we could actually do that right now.
For someone else, she said.
All right. So what did she win? She won a vest.
Yes.
What did she win? The jean jacket? I don't remember.
I think we would have to go back. Cindy, what did you win?
Tell us what you won, Cindy. I think it was the jean jacket. Now that I'm thinking about it.
We could spin again for the jean jacket.
Okay, we're going to spin again.
Okay.
For something.
Let me get that on there.
So, Cindy, thank you for that. So everybody give Cindy a big thumbs up or a thank you. That's very generous of her to do. But we're going to actually draw another winner for the jean jacket. So, Roger, you have that spinning. You got it there? Go ahead and let's spin the wheel. Let's see what we can do.
And good luck, everybody. Tian Ford. I think Tian. Is it Tian? Tian.
Let's say Ty Hanford.
Oh, Ty Hanford. Yes. Congratulations, Ty.
Maybe. I have no idea. But anyway, Ty, I think if we're not getting that right. But anyway, you just want a jean jacket. So here's the drill. If you are female, we have sizes from medium through extra large, medium, large, and extra large. Men's sizes, we also have a few sizes in that as well. So just let us know the size you want. And anyway, send an email to info@stitchitintl.com. Let us know your full shipping address. Let us know, what design you want and your size. Now, if you don't want something that says Crazy Sewing Lady, we do have the sewing chocolate and or sewing coffee and chocolate's all I need. But we do have our new Stitch Nation logo. Look at that, everybody. So we could also put that on something for you. So anyway, just let us know. We'll work something out. So there we go. Thanks to Cindy King. Very generous of her to pass it forward since she's already been a winner. And anyway, guys, we hope that y'all have a great rest of your day. Have a great weekend. And Roger and I will see y'all here 10 a.m. Wednesday morning next week, Central Time.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.